Hello and welcome, one and all, to our second day of this final week of PBE S44 action. Almost wrapped up in terms of regular season. We're about, well, I guess we're kind of on the eve of the playoffs in a way. Hopefully you all had a good Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve, all that. The Eve's coming up. Hallows Eve. That was a little bit ago. I'm your host, Dustillation. Some call me Distillion. You can just call me tonight, because here I be. Joining me is a Lord Parq quad once more. We do this about every week, it feels like.
At least once a week, I got to get the good rapport, got to keep it going.
Adam Eve? Is that pre-Adam? There's no letter before A in the alphabet, so I don't know if that's a thing. Um, Maybe numbers? I don't know. Anyway, we are going to pick things up. Yeah, I get you. We're going to pick things up where we left off here yesterday. I think we're in some middle of some 3-game series. We are going to check out our schedule for the evening. We're going to get into it right away with a stream game of Detroit taking on the Seattle Sea Serpents. Seattle trying to hold on. I think as of right now, they have the 4th spot in the playoffs, and the champion just one game ahead of Nashville and a couple ahead of Death Valley. So Seattle with a win, trying to stave off those teams. Detroit only a couple games ahead of the Sea Serpents. Quick sim, and then we're going to go San Antonio and Toronto, a Legends West matchup. San Antonio trying to claw their way back into playoff contention. They're only a couple games out. Going to switch it over to the minor leagues later. Amarillo Armadillos taking on the Kansas City Hepcats. Boise and DVS, I feel like we see them quite a bit. So we have an inter-conference matchup there, I should say. Raptors and Scorpions. That is primetime 7. And then the Lunar Base Space Rangers travel to Providence to take on the Crabs to wrap up the evening. And I think that's going to about wrap up August there as well. So Van Hooligan is testing. What are we testing? I don't know. Oh, okay. Prediction is up, folks. We're going to have over under 2.5 home runs that is combined from both teams. So between the two teams, are there going to be more or less than 2.5 home runs? If it helps you, last game there were 5 total home runs between the two teams. So, yeah, that could be a thing. Or could not be. Who knows? Let's look at some upcoming milestones here. We have a bunch of recent ones achieved, notably from the following: Larry B. Burnside, Beef Rye, Joe Shiesty Jr. Oh wait, never mind. The Beef Rye and Larry B. Burnside hitting 350 doubles of the Demons and Voyagers. Joe Shiesty Jr. of the Providence Crabs at 250 doubles. Jeff Newman and Travis Granholm of the Space Rangers and Demons, two teams we're going to see tonight, just hit 600 runs each. Greenwald of the Cancun Toros, 350 career walks. And then Arthur Morgan of the Space Rangers at 400 stolen bases. Travis Granholm of the Detroit Demons. A lot of Demons and Space Rangers up here, I guess. Travis Granholm at 300. Starscream, starter for the Toronto Pathfinders. Not sure if we're going to see him pitch tonight. Is at 75 wins. Brandon Marr, also of the Pathfinders, at 100 saves. And then delete the index of the Buffalo Surge at 2,000 strikeouts out of the pen there. Quentin O'Quarters, the Detroit Demons, at 1,500 strikeouts, as well as Bazooka Joe of the Surge. Irma Gerd and Mano Wright each have 1,250 strikeouts. Gerd of the Sea Serpents, and of course Mano Wright of the Lunar Base Space Rangers. Leela, Taranga Leela, long time. I think this is the last season for Leela, if I'm not mistaken. 1,750 innings pitched for the career of the Sloths. And Quentin O'Quarters of the Demons, and you guessed it, another Space Ranger, Allegra Macarena, each at 1,500 innings pitched apiece. We do have some possible milestones we could see tonight. Forbes Jr. of the Buffalo Surge, just a couple hits away from 1,000, as well as Houston Hayes of the Seattle Sea Serpents, 4 hits away from 1,000. Travis Granholm of the Detroit Demons, 5 hits away from 1,000. Maybe we'll see those Seattle and Detroit players hit it this game. But 5 hits in one game, 4 hits in one game, pretty incredible. Not sure. Rock out with your Crocs out of the Providence Crabs, just 2 doubles away from 350. Shane Knox of the Seattle Sea Serpents, 1 double away from 300. Ozymandias Albies, 1 double away from 250. Arthur Morgan of the Lunar Base Space Rangers, just a couple walks away from 450. And Pax Thorne of the Providence Crabs, 1 win away from 125 on the career. Jeffrey Lebowski of the DVS, The Death Valley Scorpions 1 win away from 75. And then Alexander Benjamin of the Lunar Base Space Rangers just 2 innings away from 2,000 innings pitched. It's like the more innings you pitch, the more losses you get, right, Hummus? And then Jethro Tull of the Seattle Sea Serpents 3 innings away from 1,500, as well as Joanna Sahlberg of the Sloss 3 innings away from 1,000. Got him. Hummus is bad. All right, met my quota for the stream. Let's get into the stream. Be sure to wager the channel points. We only have a few hundred in total on the line here. So over under 2.5 total home runs between the two teams. And let's get ready to baseball. But rumble. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. Do what you feel now. Electric feel now. Parquet's like, I have no idea what you said. I don't know Electric Feel by the MGMT.
Yeah, definitely not.
You don't?
I just not. No clue.
Oh, really? The song? You know, it's like
Nope.
It's like 2008, like prime middle school. Yeah.
Yeah, I listened to weird stuff in middle school.
That was the weird stuff.
Well, okay, I listened. My dad got me into Sublime, and my mom got me into Primus. So that was the kind of,
we had the Primus talk. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the kind of middle school music I listened to, and then like Korn as well.
Hell yeah, dude! I saw Korn. I saw Korn in concert a few years ago. Yeah, and it was Korn and Breaking Benjamin. It was fun. All right.
Also, I want to thank Nasbase for giving me my new obsession. Well, not giving me, but getting me introduced to a new obsession. So thanks for that.
What is that?
There's this a college football game that came out that is now taking over my life. So
interesting. It's consumed the Parq one. All right, well, no college football tonight on stream. Maybe we'll do that on a random Sunday night. We have baseball here via OOTP. Seattle Sea Serpents hosting the Detroit Demons. What do you want to call first here?
I'll start the game.
All right, sounds good. Take us away, Lord Parquad. Tull and Granholm squaring off for the first pitch.
I will say it's been a fun season to watch so far for Seattle, as they've been able to hang in a lot this season. So I think their uptick is definitely starting here. We have Granholm against Tull to lead off the game here, as Jethro Tull has come into some pretty good baseball this season. Granholm will ground out to start the game for out number 1. Casey Vida up now, and he'll watch that one go by. 4-pitch walk for the second batter there in Detroit's lineup. Larry B. Burnside will sit there and watch that one go past, as now Vida will end up at second on the passed ball. And then that'll be a ground out for Burnside, out number 2, but that runner moves up to third for Stellan Apollo, who's having a great season. But they can't get that runner in, so the walk and then pass ball does not come back to hurt Tull. There's going to be a no-run inning there at the top of the first. Bottom of the first now. Shane Knox leading it off for Seattle, as they rip that one into right for a leadoff single on the 1-2 count there from Vader Page. Try and miss up now. They'll take that 1-2 count into center field, but playable, out number 1. Houston Hayes, the red-hot hitting DH for Seattle, will ground into a fielder's choice. They can't turn 2 there. Babbitt Person's up now, and they hit that one to the right side. And just out there, as they can't beat it out. But Seattle gets the first official hit of the ball game, however, can't get anything with it. Both teams still tied at nothing here. Top of the second we go. Maple Dogwood will hit that one right over the first baseman's head for a leadoff single. First pitch swinging there. 2-2 count, and that'll be a double play from Gleyber Torres. And then a strikeout from Ruiz, so Jethro Tull goes through the order again here and comes out with only giving up that single that didn't mean much. Bottom 2 now. We've got Alyssa Jacob leading it off here. They hit that one into the gap, and that will get down in front of the center fielder, as Alyssa Jacob gets a leadoff double on the first pitch at the bottom of the second there. Harley Quinn lasers that one to right field, but a diving play in right will be the out. However, the runner does move up, so sac fly there. Ooh, as Piranha Plant strikes out. So you still have that runner 90 feet away, and Theo Allard will drive them in with 2 out, 2 strikes single there. As Seattle strikes first here, Chris Angel, the shortstop, up now. Will ground into the fielder's choice to end the inning, but after 2, Seattle finally gets on top and takes the lead 1-0. Top of the third, here we go. So what's going on here, Dust?
We got Joseph Jolly, shortstop for the Demons, starting things off in this third inning. And as watching strike 3, looking from Toll, his second K of the night. Tony Gunk Jr. sets in now, and Gunk Jr. will fly out to right center, 2 down. So 2 quick ones for the Demons. Granholm up, and Travis Granholm's going to bounce out to the shortstop. Chris Angel takes care of it, no problem. So 1-2 through the Demons' bats go. Seattle looking to add to their 1-run lead. Shane Knox is starting things off with "My name's James," redeeming like $10 million in the chat there. So Knox flies out to left, and then Shia Miss is going to get the first hit for him of the day. Single up the middle, 1-on-1 out for Hayes. Hayes able to draw the 4-pitch walk. So we got some traffic on the bases for Vader Page. He's giving up 1 run on a bloop hit. Now he's going to get Babbitt Person to fly out to shallow center. Bases juice, runners moving on the pitch. Not really, I guess. Alyssa Jacob watches strike 3, looking on the full count, right on the outside edge, says the umpire. And Vader Page prevents that inning from blowing up. Casey Vita now will start things off and will get beamed by Jethro Tull on the first pitch. That's a 96-mile-per-hour fastball. That's going to leave a bruise. And then Larry B. Burnside is going to check the swing, but it's in there. Strike 3. Stellan Apollo grounds out into the 6-4-3 double play, and Tull has him cleaned up on the base pass, only surrendering 1 hit through 4 full innings of work and 1 walk and 1 hit by pitch. The Seattle team is playing great baseball as of late. See if they can get the hitting going some more as Harley Quinn draws a walk, and Piranha Plant lines it hard but directly to Granholm in center, 1 down. Full count. Theo Allard is going to draw the walk. So they're seeing a lot of pitches from Vader Page. But Angel is going to strike out with a runner in scoring position, 2 down. And then Shane Knox cannot come through in the clutch. That is a bounce out to the first baseman. 4 out, number 3. We go to the top of the 5th with Maple Dogwood and the Demons up. Detroit trailing by 1. And Maple Dogwood, a victim of Toll here. 4th strikeout on the day for Jethro. Gleyber Torres up, and Torres is going to get a knock pass diving, and Chris Angel. 1-on-1 out for Leonidas Rees. Rees with that lefty-on-lefty matchup. Couldn't see the ball well. 3 pitches, and you're out. Runner on first, and Jolly is going to single this one to left. So the Demons, with just their 3rd hit of the day, see if they can generate some runs. Gunk Jr. is going to not get that. It is a sliding grab by Alyssa Jacob out in right field, saving what probably would have been a run scoring from second. Still nothing through the top of the 5th for the Detroit Demons. Shy Miss starts things off with a ground out to the short. 1 up, 1 down for Hayes. Houston Hayes giving this one a ride, and it is caught just in front of the warning track. 2 down. And now that one is a big gap shot. That's going to go off the top of the wall. Babbitt Person with a sliding double. Had to slide because it was ricocheted off the wall so rapidly. Runner in scoring position for Jacob, who's got a hit today, and make that 2 for 2. That's going to be easily scoring Babbitt Person from second. And Jacob's not stopping at second. Jacob slides in headfirst to third with an RBI triple to make this a 2-0 ball game. Harley Quinn with a single will score him, and Quinn is going to leg out the infield single on everyone's favorite animation. 3-0 lead now for the Sea Serpents, making some magic happen on 2 outs, and they're not done yet. Piranha Plant knocks this one into left field, and Vader Page's day might be done here soon, but does get Theo Allard to ground out to the shortstop, so maybe they'll leave him out there. Couple earned here in the bottom of the 5th. Seattle up 3-0. Detroit's leadoff hitter, Granholm, trying to chip away at that deficit, and is going to start things off in grand style, a leadoff single left center. 3-1 count for Vita, and Vita's going to slap that one into right field. That's going to go down the line and good for extra bases. So we have 2 runners in scoring position, best chance the Demons have had all night with Burnside. Good righty on lefty matchup. Burnside's going to give it a ride to right center, but it will be caught. However, does count as a sacrifice fly, and the Detroit Demons are on the board for 1. Still trailing by 2 with Stellan Apollo up. And Apollo with nearly a wild pitch. Apollo on the 2-1 count is going to drive that one to first, and the runner has to hold at third. It was directly to Plant at first, and then a line out by Dogwood at the center fielder will end it. So the Demons scratch across 1. but they trail by 2 as we go to the bottom of the 6th with Chris Angel leading things off, mostly known for his defense, and the batting average indicates that as well. Grounds out to the shortstop, 1 down. Now Knox is going to ground out to the shortstop as well. 2 outs here in the 6th for Vader Page, and 1, 2, 3 they go on ground outs. That last one by miss to the second baseman. No problem for Detroit in that half inning. We go to the top of the 7th with Gleyber Torres starting things off for the Demons.
Strike 3.
Torres watches strike 3 go by. A lot of strikeouts in this game, and definitely unders feeling pretty confident. 1 out for Leonidas Ruiz, and Ruiz strikes out swinging on the full count. 2 down. Toll is on cruise control. Jolly also strikes out, so striking out the side is Toll there. As we go to the bottom of the 7th after this stretch, Houston Hayes, DH, starting things off, is going to bounce out to the third baseman. That's 1 up, 1 down for Babbitt Person.
Strike 3.
And Babbitt Person will strike out swinging. So that is Vader Page's 4th strikeout of the day through 6 2/3. Alyssa Jacob will ground out to third baseman as well. So Apollo takes care of it. Parq, we're in the top of the 8th, no home runs, and very kind of low offensive game.
Yeah, a very pitcher's duel one here as Tull is still out there going into the 8th. And he will get out number 1 there as an infield fly. Granholm will hit a laser beam up the middle. That's going to be a single. 1 out, 1 on here as Tull's trying to get through the 8th inning here, but he gives up another one. So you got runners at the corners, 1 out for Jethro Tull. Let's see if they keep him in. They do. They can't turn 2 as a run comes in there, so they have a RBI ground out there for Burnside. As now it's a 2-3 game as CC Bouchard comes in now.
Oh.
And CC Bouchard gives up a single. Is that going to score him? And indeed it will. Stellan Apollo ties this one up in the top of the 8th. 3-3 for Detroit. Seattle here. Maple Dogwood dropped third strike, and he is out. However, you got to think there maybe keeping Tull in was not the correct choice. As now it's a 3-3 game here going into the bottom of the 8th. Harley Quinn leaning it off against Rogalaski, who came in.
3.
And that'll be a strikeout for out number 1. Brought a plant, the first baseman coming up now. 3-0 count. And they'll watch that one go by. 4-pitch walk. So you get a runner on, 1 out here for Theo Allard. And Allard will ground. Oh, no, they don't turn 2. They just get the out at first. But it doesn't matter as Chris Angel goes down swinging there against Rogalaski. So still a tie game going to the top of the 9th. Are one of these teams going to figure it out? Or are we going to have a free baseball night already to lead it off? Bouchard will get the strikeout of Torres there. And, Leonidas Ruiz rockets one into right. So another 1-out single here for Detroit. Jonathan Jolly hits that one to the first baseman, and they turn 2 just like that. All right, bottom of the 9th, Shane Knox leading it off for Seattle. Seattle having a chance to do some magic, and Detroit has a chance to push it to extras as Knox will lead off with the walk. Shy and miss. Grounds to the second baseman, and they can't turn 2, but they get the force at second, so a little fielder's choice. Houston Hayes hits that one into right. That's going to be out number 2. Babbitt Person, last chance here to walk it off, and no, Rogalaski will get them for out number 3. Free baseball, folks. Here we go. Top of the 10th, Tony Gunk Jr. leading it off. Tony Gunk Jr. hits that one into the gap, and that'll be a leadoff extra base hit. Let's see if he stays at 2. He does. As Detroit is basically starting off with the Manfred rule here after that double. And Granholm will strike out on the full count there. Casey Vida coming up. Rounds out to the shortstop. So you hit that runner at second. Still 2 outs here for Burnside. Burnside lines that one up the middle. That should score the run. And it will. All right. Detroit takes the lead here in the top of the 10th off that RBI single by Larry B. Burnside. Still an Apollo coming up now. And Apollo hits that one into center field, but Knox able to get there. So 1 run, but that's might be all they need as Detroit is now up 4-3. Bottom 10. Let's see if Seattle can stick in this one or win it. And Jacob will start it off with a leadoff single. Harley Quinn, the catcher, up now. Full count. As Frick Delling comes in. And that'll be out number 1 for Harley Quinn. Rana Plant coming up now, the first baseman. As he will get that one past the shortstop. So you got runners at first and second, and one out for Theo Allard. Is that a decent game so far? Ooh, that's going to be a pass ball. So both runners move into scoring position now on the full count. And they're going to let Allard. They're going to let Allard get on base and set up double plays at every bag. That might not be deep enough, and it won't. Oh no, Angel can't do it here. Shane Knox hits that one into center field. That is done. Wow, a sliding play by the center fielder Granholm to save the game there for Frank Delling and the Detroit Demons. What a absolute play to keep this one in favor of Detroit and get them that win.
Well, it was a little bit of fireworks in the end, but no home runs, and Detroit with some clutch hitting when it mattered most to give them the lead over the Sea Serpents. Can't fault Jacob and Plant, though. They were giving it all they could. But Burnside and the top of the lineup there, Vita, Granholm, helping drive this Demons offense. Bader Page with a start, no decision. Rogalski's going to get the win. Delling the save. Toll, no decision. And Bouchard the loss. Jethro Toll, your player of the game. Take it around the league. We have the Toronto Pathfinders shutting out the Outer Banks Aviators 11-0. It was, only 3 total hits for Outer Banks, whereas Pathfinders had Brinkley Jr., Pilsudski, Mills. I mean, everyone getting knocks. 4-for-4 day for Brinkley Jr., including 3 RBIs for him and Pilsudski. Pitching-wise, it was Hangman taking the loss and Psyduck the win. 12 strikeouts and only 3 hits allowed and a couple walks. He will be your player of the game.
All right, next up here, we have another close game here. 5-4 victory for Vancouver over your Providence Crabs.
Mm-hmm.
And on Providence side, 4 runs, 9 hits, as they had the same hits as the Vancouver Vandals, but apparently just couldn't do as much with them. Maybe their GM was trying to throw a wrench into their holidays,
It'd be easier to test yesterday, but, it's fine.
And so for hits here, we have 2 hits for Mr. Alligator with 2 RBIs, as well as Swanson Goose and Crazy Mojito Cove. On Vancouver side, their bats were working as you have Swerve and Garfield with 2 hits apiece, and then a 3-hit, 3 RBI day for IPO3. Going down to the pitching here, Daly and Riggs will get the no decisions in their starts. DeSoto will take the loss and blow and save on Providence inside, with Rodriguez and Wins getting the win and save for Vancouver. Player of the game is going to be IPO3.
All right, Sloths are going to win over the Buffalo Surge 4-2. So defending their treehouse, as it's known as. Buffalo just getting a couple hits from Denstro, and then looks like OTP Wizard with a home run. But Sloths with the 3 hits from Osmandi's Albies, Long Pipe and Cold with a couple hits, and then Big Vito looks like a 2-run homer. Claw Daddy's going to take the loss to start for Buffalo. Sahlberg the win, and Komuro the save. Joanna Sahlberg, your player of the game.
All right, next up here, a 10-3 victory for New York over Boise. As New York side getting 14 hits with those 10 runs, with all but 1 batter getting a hit. And it looks like they did not get on base either. But you have big days there from the middle of the lineup with Palladorus and Beef Rye getting 3 hits and then 2 and 3 RBIs apiece, with HFF Cove and Joey Moose getting 2 hits apiece as well. On Boise's side, their big bright spot here is you have Xavier McMagic with a 3-run home run, and then 2 hits from Papa Enritis Jr. Or the first, excuse me. Going down to the pitching now here, as Xavier Crawford will get their 14th win. I believe that's their 11th straight win, if I am correct. And Tiny Chef will take their 14th loss on the season. Player of the game is going to be Beef Rye.
Space Rangers are going to win 9-1 over the Cancun Toros, this one in Mexico. It is a lot of hits from the middle end of the lineup there. Chains, Newman, Raken Lake, Boyant, all with 2 hits apiece. Newman with 3 RBIs, and then Morgan at the top with a 2-hit, 3 RBI day and a home run in there. Cancun just some scatter hits. John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt a solo shot, and that was all the runs. Kingpins, we haven't watched them yet, so let's pay attention here. Nova Montaigne is going to take the loss. Allegra Macarena is going to take the win here, 7 2/3, and is your player of the game. We saw that one, so we'll go to New Orleans, going big extras against the Stars.
15 innings indeed, big extras, as Nola walks it off against Nashville on a 3-run home run by Mr. Steelflex. Them Mingos know how to play baseball, if you know what I'm saying. 7-4, as again, 13 hits apiece on both sides. So it looks like the big days here for Nashville. We have a 4-hit, 3 RBI day from Albert Steiner, who was trying to do his best to put Nashville on his back. Unfortunately, could not pull out the win. So you have 2 hits from Jose 43 and a quarter, Jake Silliams, and Bailey Jones as well. On Nola side, you have a 4-for-7 day for Jeff Windsor, 3 hits for Case, and of course you have that 3-run walk-off home run for Steelflex, as well as another hit. Going down to the pitching here, we have both starters obviously getting no decisions in this long one, but Jose Mick43 will take the win for New Orleans, and Voodoo the loss on Nashville side. Albert Steiner will be your player of the game.
All right, and finally, the Death Valley Scorpions are going to win 3-2, just edging out the Indianapolis Apex at home. So a couple hits for Bannon Boom and a solo shot for Curtis McKenzie, but 2 runs not enough in this one, although DVS not getting much more. 3 a day for Kuma and Rake Slammer helping drive that Scorpions offense. Rove is going to take the loss here for Indy, Lebowski the win, and Post got the save. Jeffrey Lebowski, your player of the game.
All right, next up here, going into the minors, we have State College taking a 7-3 win over Louisville, also winning in the top of the ninth.
I think they had the lead technically. Well, or did they?
No, yeah, I guess they did. They were up 4-3 there.
Yeah.
Either way, scoring 3 in the top of the ninth really secured the victory. State College's side, the bottom of their order, really doing all the work here. Is you have 2 hit days from Massaro, Barrow, UP, and No Crime. It looks like No Crime also had himself a 3-run home runs to make that a 5 RBI day for him. On Louisville's side, their bats were working as well, but unfortunately just not enough, as you have multi-hit there from Steve-O, Bullworm, and Hartman. And I think that's Steve-O's either first or second. I think it's a second sim as a Lemur now. Going down to State College, there, Posey Bobes will get the win, blank space to save, and Mata will take the loss on Louisville's side. So the game's going to be nobody, no crime.
All right, Dillo's win on the road against the Wheelers, 5-2 victory for him. Both teams right around 52, 53 wins. Murphy with a couple hits on the Dillo side, and everyone just kind of timely hitting, getting it done. It was Anchorage for just a solo home run from Giannis and Ziegler, but that was about it. Now Arcanum's going to get the win here for the Dillos. Fisher the loss, and Arcanum is your player of the game.
Next up, we got a 4-2 victory for the Flamingos over the Puerto Rico Ranas, who have been trying to fight their way back into the playoffs. On the Rana side here, those 5 hits all kind of get spread out with 2 hits on the day for Berezowski, including a triple. On Florida's side, they're bottom of the lineup doing most of the work here. So you have a 3-for-4 day for Lightning McQueen, 2 hits and 3 RBI for Mark Southworth, which coming off of a home run and a double. Going down to the pitching here, Cranepool will take their 9th loss of the season. Robert Gree getting their 9th win. Flaps the hold, and Bauer is my bestie for the save. Player of the game is going to be Mark Southworth.
All right, the Kingpins are going to win 8-0, shutting out the California Firehawks in Chicago. It's a couple hits for Archer and Sino slams. That was about it. Kidd with a couple hits and a couple RBIs, as well as Dawson with 2 RBIs. Pedro Blanco with a couple knocks as well. Bill Pitt's going to take the loss in the start for the Firehawks. Luna Jose Rodriguez Ortiz the win. Gobisky the save, and LJRO is going to be your player of the game.
All right, next up here we have another very close game, 8-7 victory for the Brew City Bears over the Kansas City Hepcats. As Kansas City side, those 11 hits get pretty evenly spread out there between the middle of that lineup, with 2 hits from Dynasty, a 3-hit 4 RBI day from Mitchie Mantle, and then Ryan Lawrence with 2 hits, as well as Slim Mathers having himself a 2-run home run for his 2 RBI. On Brew City's side, top of the lineup, and then kind of spread out evenly, except for one person getting hit. 3 hits for Leg, 2 for Streber, a 4-for-5 day for Chungus McRoyd and stuff, having himself one heck of a rookie season. AI McFish will have 2 hits and 2 RBI as well. So we go down to the pitching now here, as both starters will get no decisions, as Garoppolo and Ford both go 5 in the third and 6 in the third, respectively. Jecker will take the loss and blown save on Kansas City side. Budweiser will get the win for Brew City. Player of the game is going to be Mitchie Mantle.
All right, so that's it for August 22nd. We have a quick sim coming up, so we're going to advance the date. No minors games and no majors games. So we're going to get right into our next stream game. The matchups are going to shake up a little bit. We have the Toronto Pathfinders playing host to the San Antonio Sloths. What can I say except you're welcome, pitching against Chikron de Pollo in a divisional matchup. Prediction is up, but looks kind of one-sided right now. So we'll see. Give it another minute or so, and we'll jump into this one. Be sure to wager your channel points here if you want to pick the value. Looks like some people going with San Antonio. Both teams' pitching is very solid. Very solid for sure. Taking a look at the upcoming schedule, we will have another quick sim and then the Amarillo Armadillos and the Kansas City Hepcats. So that'll be the one right after this, but this is a primetime 6 matchup. So TPE on the line, channel points on the line. Let's see it. Will it be a pitcher's duel, or will the offense of the Pathfinders be too much for DePollo and company? First pitch underway. We are in Toronto, who of course is in the the Legends West. Osmandi's Albies set to grab the first pitch and is going to ground out to the shortstop. That is one down. And another ground out to the shortstop. Two quick ones here for the Sloss Bats. Oh, wait, sorry. Missed that one. Double play, Lenny Long Pipe grounded out into the 3-6-3 double play. Not so easily turned. That will retire the side. It's going to be D. Namite for the Pathfinder starting things off. 2-2 count to Namite, who fights it off to left center for a knock. So leadoff single, and Namite is going to get thrown out, trying to steal second. So wiping away that hit. Kendrick Mills fly this one to right center. It's one down, and then a full count for Zach Johnson Jr., who legs out the infield single. So 2 hits here for the Pathfinders, only 1 runner on base. Then going deep center is Josef Pilsudski to the longest part of the yard. First home run in this one, first runs in this one, and that is 435 feet of pure muscle. Pathfinders out to a 2-0 lead. Harvey Brinkley Jr. is going to strike out swinging. That will retire it, but Pilsudski with a clutch 2-run homer to open this game up. Zane Cold and the Sloths trying to get it back. Zane Cold going pretty deep, but is able to hang up for Pilsudski in left. One down. Big Vito watches the full count strikeout. Circle change getting him. 2 down. Lanakai will bounce out hard to the shortstop, and that is a 1-2-3 inning once more for the Sloths. We go to the bottom of the second with Mo Love starting things off. Love on the 2-2, bounces out to the shortstop. 1 down. Jeff Lewis going to get a knock to left field, so that is 1 on, 1 out now for Bob Catter. And Catter's going to single this one to center. So some more traffic here for Salberg. And Joanna Salberg is going to get Ixon just barely. Bang, bang play, but 2 runners are in scoring position for Namite. Namite, however, cannot capitalize. A ground out to the shortstop will end the inning. So Pathfinders can't score here in the bottom of the second. We go to the top of the third. Park Quad Sloths trail by 2.
Top of third, here we go. Don Marcus leading it off for the Sloths as he will fly out on the 0-2 pitch. Antonio Fresca up now to shortstop. They'll swing through that one. That'll be 2 quick outs here. Bartholomew Brown up now. And they will get that one down the line in right field. That should be an extra base hit as Brown will end up at second. 2-out double for Bartholomew Brown. Ozzy Albies coming up now. As he will line that one to center field. That should score Brown, and it will. So there you go. Cut in half is the lead. San Antonio finally gets on the board. All too well, 10-minute version up now. So they will hit that one into right field, but looks like an easy play for the center fielder. That'll be the final out. However, San Antonio gets on the board there, so it's now a 1-2 ball game. Kendrick Mills flies out into right field in a diving play by the right fielder there, 10-minute version for out number 1. Zach Johnson Jr. will take the 3-1 count for a ball and get on base. And Pilsudski will go ahead and strike out there. So you got runner on, 2 outs here. And Brinkley Jr. grounds out to end the inning. So still a 2-1 ball game after 3. Top of the 4th now, Lenny Longpipe up here. And he will rocket that one into right field. That should be a double here. Longpipe using those legs, and he gets in there. Look at that. Leadoff double for San Antonio. Zane Cold up now. Flies out to center field. Shortstop able to grab that one. Big Vito watches that full count go by. We got runners at first and second now. Luigi Lanikai up now. And they'll hit that one hard into the gap, but playable by the center fielder. Longpipe will be able to move up. So you got runners at the corners now. And that one will not get past the third baseman off the bat of Don Marcus. So those runners will be stranded. Still a 2-1 ball game here going to the bottom of the 4th. Mo Love leading it off. Full count pitch, and that'll be ball 4. Leadoff walk there for Love. Jeff Lewis grounds it to the third baseman, and they turn to leadoff walk immediately erased. Bob Catter up now. That will be a ground out. Good inning there from Chicho DePollo after giving up that leadoff walk. Top 5, Antonio Fresca leading it off here for the shortstop.
Strike 3.
And they'll swing through that one, out number 1. Bartholomew Brown coming up. He's the only run so far for San Antonio. And he'll strike out swinging there. It'll be strikeout number 4 for You're Welcome. Ozzie Albies up now, and he will crank that one into right field. That's going to get down to the wall. And that'll be a 2-out double for Ozymandias Albies. All too well, 10-minute version is up here.
Strike 3.
And he'll swing through that too to count, so that the double does not come back to hurt. What can I say except you're welcome. Still a 2-1 ball game in favor of Toronto. Bottom 5, here we go. Notice Ixon will draw the full count walk. So you got notice Ixon on first. Dinamite parks that one, and that one it goes into the farthest row of seats that it can. A 450-foot home run by Dinamite to double that score from a 2 to a 4. 3-run lead now for
Strike
San
3.
Antonio. Kendrick Mills will strike out swinging there. Zach Johnson Jr. full count, and he'll draw the walk. Man, these guys are really making Chicho DePollo throw a lot of pitches today. Pilsudski will hit that one deep into left field, and that one will get just over the wall, and that'll be another 2-run shot for the Pathfinders. Joseph Pilsudski with a 2-run shot there, 389 feet, to make it a 6-1 ball game now here in the bottom of the 5th. Harvey Brinkley Jr. in this, the hits just keep on coming. That'll be a 1-out double for Harvey Brinkley Jr. as they are touching Chicho DePollo at least here as he's having a rough go of it. That'll be a little blooper, but the shortstop able to get it. Jeff Lewis will get that one down, and that should continue the run parade as that makes it a 7-1 ball game off the RBI single for Jeff Lewis. Bob Catter, the first baseman, the 2-2 count. And they finally get out of that as Wendy Marvell has to come in to relieve Chicho DePollo. But they tack on 5 more here in the bottom of the 5th. Top of the 6th we go. Lenny Longpipe strikes out on the full count here. Zane Cold up now. And Zane Cold will dribble that one to the second baseman. Can't make the throw. Zane Cold's got himself a 1-out infield hit. Big Vito will bloop that one into right field. So you got 2 runners on here for Luigi Lanikai. Let's see if he can get something going. And Lanikai absolutely demolishes that one into left field. That'll be a 3-run shot for Luigi Lanikai. Back within striking distance now is a 4-7 game off of the bat of Luigi Lanikai. Don Marcus, a third baseman, up now. Let's see if he try and continue this. And that'll be out number 2. Antonio Fresca, let's see if they can try and keep the momentum going. But that will be a fly out to end the inning. However, it's now back to a 3-run ball game off of the bat of Luigi Lanikai and that 3-run home run. Bottom of the 6th, notice Ixon up now. That'll be a ground out to shortstop. Dinamite, full
Strike
count.
3.
He'll swing through that one, out number 2. Kendrick and Mills, the catcher, up now. First pitch swinging there for Mills. That'll be an infield fly to end the inning. 1-2-3 for Wendy Marvell, trying to keep this one within range for those slots to try and come back. Top 7, Bartholomew Brown. He'll start this one off with an absolute banger into the left field gap, and that should be a double. It's going to be an easy stand-up double for Bartholomew Brown to start the 7th. Ozzie Albies 3-1 count, and he hits that one high into left field, but should be playable at the track. As all right, but that'll move Brown up to third, so you got one out, man, 90 feet away. And is that an attempted stolen base of home there by Brown, and that'll be an out, as that could have been a run right there. But unfortunately, the attempted stolen base of home will erase that runner. This 10-minute version moves on up. Mills, long pipe, strikes out, but is able to get on with the past third strike, so they're still alive here. Zane Cold's up, and Zane Cold cannot get anything going there. Man, what an inning that ultimately led to nothing, unfortunately, for San Antonio. Bottom of the 7th, Zach Johnson Jr. coming up. Let's see if he can try and get something going, tack on a little of extra insurance. Pilsudski up now with full count, and he'll watch that one go by. That'll be a 1-on, 1-out walk there. Harvey Brinkley Jr., he'll line that one to the first baseman as they get the out at first, but can't get the out at second. So you got runner at second, 2 outs for Love, and Love shoots that one into the gap. That's going to hit off the wall. They'll score the runner. An RBI double from Mo Love to make this a 8-4 ball game. Jeff Lewis full count, 2 outs, and Lewis will pop that one up to the center fielder for the final out. However, Toronto gets another run there. Top of the 8th. Let's see if San Antonio has anything else left in the tank there.
Well, I think you earned your pay on that stretch of innings there, as Big Vito was going to start things off with a double down the left field line. San Antonio trailing by 4 with Lanikai up, and Lanikai grounds out to the third baseman. Vito has to hold at second. Don Mark is going to single this one to left. We'll see if they send the run around. They do not, so that'll put runners on the corners for Antonio Fresca with Marr entering the game. Fresca is going to pop up to the shortstop just in shallow outfield.
Strike 3.
And then Brown will strike out swinging, so Marr able to get them out of the jam. So we end the 8th. We go to the bottom of this, or top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the 8th with Bob Catter leading things off as Toronto tries to pile on some more. Catter is going to be robbed of a hit in left field. Diving grab there by Lanikai. And then a ground out by Ix into the shortstop. 2 down. 2-2 count for Dinamite. This one is hooking and just over the left field wall. Gone. A solo homer for the Pathfinders here. It is now a 9-4 ball game. Full count to Kendrick Mills, who will rock this one up the middle. Only Mills' first hit of the game, despite hitting .306, best average on the team. And then Johnson Jr. is going to line it to Lanikai, who slides for extra style points and gets the out. Top of the 9th, last chance for San Antonio. They pretty much have to bat around to tie it, take the lead, as Albies is up, Marr in, and it's a good start for San Antonio with a single to right. 1 on, nobody out for all too well 10-minute version. Who's going to fly out to left field? 1 down. And then a Lenny long pipe strikeout's going to make this look a lot more dubious. Zane Cold up. Marr is going to get Cold to pop up in the infield for a single.
Strike 3.
But it doesn't matter. Big Vito watches strike 3, looking to end the game. Toronto comes out unscathed. 9-4 victory for them. It was a lot of timely hitting for the Pathfinders. They were able to get the long ball working better than their opponent there, and they'll come away with the victories. Lanikai.
2 multi-home run games there.
Yeah, Pilsudski and Namite getting it done. So only 2 hits for Pilsudski were homers, 4 RBIs, and 3 hits, 3 RBIs for Namite. A few hits for Albies and a few RBIs for Lanikai in the home run couple doubles there for Brown, but just a little too diversified a hitting or whatever. DePoyle's going to take the loss. What can I say except you're welcome to win? Mar the save, and Josef Pilsudski, your player of the game.
Next up here, we have an inter-division matchup here between New York and Providence. As Dust, man, I thought you would know this by now. Hits don't matter. What's going on here? As New York will take a 6-3 victory over Providence. Providence's side, like I said, a lot of hits, but unfortunately just not timely enough. You have 2 hit days there from Gonzalez and Shiesty Jr., as well as Cove there at the bottom. Philip Alou going 3 for 4. On New York side, just a lot of hitting, but spread out, as the only multi-hit batter there being Franklin DeMar, which had a couple of home runs from 2 Coves and Mr. James Dion. Going down to the pitching here, Choi will take the loss, Patey V2 the win, and Parker Ness the save. Player of the game is going to be Johnny Patey V2.
Buffalo is going to defeat the Outer Banks Aviators thanks to 2 runs in the top of the 9th, 3-1 victory for the Surge. Aviators only getting 2 hits in this game. Buffalo getting a couple from Cookie Monster, and really, really low offensive day for both teams. No decision for Wallace Jones. Toadstool's going to take the loss for the Aviators. Bazooka Joe the win, and Elite Index a save. Bazooka Joe will be your player of the game.
All right, next up here, we have a very close game here as Vancouver tried to get something going there in the bottom of the 8th, but a 6-5 victory for Boise nonetheless. You got some big games there from Corner Vacuum with 2 hits, 2 RBI, as well as Nakamura getting 2 hits and 3 RBI, the center fielder there in the 7 hole. On Vancouver side, you have more hits again, not really doing it though, as you have multi-hit days from Kirk Swerve Jr., John Garfield, and Michael Ferris Bueller Jr. Going down to the pitching here, we have a win for FJ Cruiser, a loss for Crash Jackson, and a save from Ohei Shotani. So the game is going to be Franklin Judge Cruiser.
All right, Space Rangers are going to win at home against the Stars 5-3. Them and the Voyagers, I think, are both sitting at 60 wins so far in the PBE. Or is it them and the Pathfinders and Voyagers? Not sure. But anyway, yeah, getting it done here in this one. Only a couple hits for the Nashville Stars. 2 of them coming from Jose 43 and a quarter. Lunar Base, top of the lineup, getting it done. 2 hits from Alvarez, Morgan, Dong and M&M, Scumino, Holcavano with a home run in there. Pitching-wise, it was Krispy Kreme taking the loss right in the dirt. The start, no decision for the Space Rangers. Marston's going to get the win, and Benjamin the save right into dirt, your player of the game.
All right, next up here, an absolute barn burner here for Detroit over Indy. 11-2 victory on the side of Detroit. Only real offense here is coming from Judah the Jew there on Indianapolis side with his 2 hits. But Detroit, all but 1 batter getting a hit. However, everyone did get on base. So you have multi-hit there for Burnside and Apollo, a 3 for 4 day for Torres, and then a 4 RBI day there for Maple Dogwood, which was not a grand slam, but a 3-run home run. Great day for the Detroit offense. Going down to the pitching here, we have Tucker Montgomery taking a loss on Indy side. Bogan Bay Bader will get the win for Detroit. And player of the game is going to be Gleyber Torres.
And it is the Seattle Sea Serpents with 3 runs in the 9th to walk it off. Looks like Chris Angel, the hero, not on stream, but in the background, winning it for the Sea Serpents 5-4. A couple hits for Angel, a couple RBIs for Allard, as well as a couple hits for Miss, and just enough to get them the dub here. Ray Card and Kuma each with a couple hits, but 4 runs not going to cut it in this contest. Cookie and Stryker Jr. each getting the start, no decisions for either. It's going to be Giuseppe Jones, the loss and blown save, the double whammy, Laharm James, the W, and Ryan Stryker Jr., your player of the game.
All right, last but not least for the majors here, we have a 12-7 victory for Cancun over NOLA. As looking over at the Cancun side here, lots of offense. You've got 2 hits there for Blue Sky, Green Wall, and the 2 hits, 4 RBIs for Unruly Rowdy Diamonds are clear, not cloudy. And then 3 hit days there for both Burns and McGillicuddy there at the bottom of the Cancun lineup. As going over to the, didn't get the New Orleans side. And they also did get a lot of hits, 17 hits, but only 7 runs to show for it. You've Manuel Bang going 2 hits, 4 RBI at the top of their lineup. with 2 hits for Brennan and Steel Flex, but then a 4 for 5 day for Sobert Randberg and Trevor Tulowitzki having 3 hits as well. Now going down to the pitching side here, we have Cancun for Wayne Wheeler getting the no decision in his start. Lizzie Mitchell taking the loss. Fielder will take the win for Cancun. Player of the game can be Sobert Randberg.
All right, checking out the minor leagues now. We have the Lemurs winning over the Florida Flamingos 7-4. Lemurs able to defend their home Kentucky field. It was a lot of hits for Louisville, 16 total, 4 for 4 day for Carl Beatty Jr., and then a couple hits from McCannon and Josh Allen, as well as Alaskan Bourne and Erp Stevo. Florida's D. Fernandez doing all he can, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, as well as Nash DeVille, but 4 runs is not enough here tonight for them. Like a squirrel at the start, no decision. Hyde's going to take the loss. Next gets the start for Louisville, and Berger the win. Erp Stevo, your player of the game.
All right, next up here, we have a big victory for Bruce City over California, 11-5, as Bruce City trying to creep back to 500 to get within range of the playoffs. So you got Rhino Lake going 3 for 5. You got Hound Streamer, 2 hits, 2 RBI, a 3 for 5 day for Guile, and then a 4 hit, 3 RBI day for Niall Patterson. And then on the California side, just a couple of hits here, but not enough run scored from those 13 hits. Multi-hit day there from Daniels, Zen, New Fan, and then a 3-hit, 2 RBI day there from Deathridge. Going down to the pitching side here, McIntosh, the no decision. Pabst, the win for Bruce City. Viram will take the loss on the California side, with Niall Patterson being your player of the game.
All right, and it's the State College Swift Steeds walking it off in the bottom of the 9th with a UP sac fly. So Swift Steeds knocking down the Kingpins here at home. It was Dawson with a 2-run homer. That was all the Kingpins offense, basically. And then with State College, they didn't have a lot more going on, but just some boops and a blast, if you will, to get them the win. It was You Belong With Me, the start for State College. T2 is going to get the win, though, in relief. Jose 43, no decision for the Kingpin starter, and Ruggsy with the Heelys the loss. You Belong With Me, your player of the game.
All right, next up here, we have an 8-2 victory for Amarillo over Kansas City. As on Amarillo's side, you have a lot of offense, 8 runs with those 11 hits. As you have a 3 for 5 day with 3 RBIs for Grants, Slamdolf, and then Toksum and Shrew getting 2 hits as well. For Kansas City's side, 10 hits for them, just not enough in a timely manner, with Harper and Mantle having 2 hits as well as Taz. Going down to the pitching here, we have Unique Liebert with the win, Wart the hold, and Rodriguez the save. Legacy Point will take the loss on the side of Kansas City. Player of the games could be Grand Slam Dolph.
Okay, and then finally we have a 5-3 victory with 4 runs in the 8th and 9th for the Wheelers to defeat the Puerto Rico Ranas. It was Otage and Ziegler with a couple hits apiece at the top of the lineup, a couple RBIs for Giannis, and then 2 hits for McNeely. Puerto Rico getting 3 RBIs from Griffin Berry, and then Quentin DeYoung with a couple hits, but the 3 runs not enough. It is Cove with the win. Solo, no decision to start for the Ranas, and Whitaker is going to take the loss out of the pen. Talion Solo, your player of the game. So we have, according to our schedule, a quick sim, and then we're going to watch the Kansas City Hepcats host the Amarillo Armadillos. So there must be some 3-game series coming up. All right, we do a little quick sim in. Go ahead, Park1.
Starting it off, here's a 7-4 victory for Toronto over San Antonio. It looks like the bottom of the 8th there, getting 4 runs for Toronto to take the win. On San Antonio's side, some good offensive days there from Albies, and then 3 hits, 2 RBIs for Long Pipe, as well as 2 hits for Lanikai and Fresca down towards the bottom. On Toronto's side, just a lot of timely hitting, spreading that offense out a lot, as you have Dean Amite and Zach Johnson Jr. with 2 RBI apiece, with Jeff Lewis and Notice Ixon getting 2 hits at the bottom of the lineup for them. Going down to the pitching here, Lila and Thrasterson both getting no decisions in their starts, with Shepard getting the loss and blown save on San Antonio's side, and Toussaint getting the blown save and win for Toronto. The game's going to be Ogeron Thrasterson.
Right. The Providence Crab's gonna win this one in extras 6-5 over the Voyagers, thanks to a run Shiesty Jr. sack fly in the top of the 11th. It was a couple hits for Gator and Gonzalez, as well as a 3 RBI day for Shiesty Jr., including that go-ahead one. Crab's figuring out that you don't need to hit to win because that's counterintuitive. Dion and Cove with a couple hits at the top of the Voyagers lineup, 2 RBIs for Dion, and then HFFO Cove is going to get a couple hits there near the bottom. Voyagers just 1 run short here at home. It was Meta, the star, got out of the game pretty early, as well as Gosman there. It ends up being a loss for closer, and Potson with the 4 1/3 49 pitch victory out of the bullpen. Jordan Gonzalez, your player of the game. That might be the most pitches I've ever seen out of the bullpen in a long time.
4 1/3 out of a pen guy is a high number there.
They still have 1 more game in the series, too.
I guess you're not pitching in that one. But speaking of high number, it's a 9-1 victory for OBX over Buffalo, as OBX having a good offensive outing here, led by Dunkin' Donuts in the leadoff spot, putting 4 for 5 with 3 RBIs on the day. Nick Fielder, 2 hits, 2 RBI to match Hatsukaru, who had the same, with 2 others getting 2-hit days in Okada Khan and Aaron Henry. On Buffalo's side, getting 9 hits, but only the 1 run to show from it. 2 hits are going to come from OOTP Wizard, Tunch Denstro, and Hulk Savage. Going down to the pitching side here, Mio Hooper will take the loss. Gianna Morgan, the win. Player of the game is obviously going to be Dunkin' Donuts.
All right, and then the Vandals are going to win at home over the Boise Raptors, 5-4. So Vandals with a few wins here this sim day. Not sure if they're going for those or not, but Nakamura with a couple hits and a couple RBIs, as well as Corner Vacuum getting a couple hits. 4 runs only, though, for Boise. It looks like Nakamura had 2 home runs, and then McGuire also with a homer. Vancouver, batting-wise, looks like Dan King Jr., a 3 RBI home run, and then Garfield, a couple hits and a couple RBIs driving that offense. It was a Cove matchup in the pitching. Neymar Cove is going to take the loss, however, and Cove gets the win. Juan Rodriguez the save, and Dachi Nakamura for the Raptors in the loss is your play of the game.
Next up, we got a 9-2 victory for for Luther Base over Nashville. Nashville's side, not really much offense going on. She had a couple single hits there and just a couple runs. On Luther Base's side, on the other hand, lots of offense. You have a 3 for 5 day from Callie Alvarez with 2 RBI. Scubina Hulkabano with 2 hits and an RBI. Allison Chains having 2 hits and 2 RBI. Across Erickson, the bottom of the lineup there, 1 hit, 2 RBI. Going down to the pitching now here. Azawaje will take the loss from Nashville. Hypocrites will take the win. And third, the game's going to be HOR Hypocrites.
All right, the Demons stay winning. They're just going to edge out the Apex once more by a run. 5-4 victory for Detroit over Indy. Middle lineup for Indy doing work. Couple hits from Mackenzie Pico, Reyes, and Alescu, but those hits not timely enough to score more runs than their opponent. It's going to be Detroit with a couple hits and a couple RBIs, as well as Jolly with 2 knocks for the Demons. Quentin O'Quarters gets the win for the Demons. Smikolas Jr., the loss for the Apex, for dealing the save, and O'Quarters will be your player of the game.
All right, next up, we have a very close game between Seattle and Death Valley, 3-2 in favor of Seattle. Death Valley side, those 9 hits not amounting to anything, unfortunately, as you have Kuma with the 2-run home run, and that pretty much being all of their offense outside of 2 hits from Postman. Going to Seattle side, only 3 hits, but that is all they needed to get those 3 runs. As you got a solo shot from Shy and Miss and a double by Shane Knox doing some work there. Death Valley side, Keeper Seeker will take the loss. Otani the win, Bright the hold, and Laharm James the save. Player of the game can be Shohei Otani.
think we had Captain SB in the chat here earlier. And a game that took extras, Toros over the Ruru, 3-1 victory for Cancun thanks to 2 runs in the top of the 10th. Looks like McGillicuddy with a couple RBIs in there, a couple hits for Aza. I think that was basically what had given them the lead there in that top of the inning. Ruru didn't have enough offense to get it back. They did have a lot of hits, though, relatively speaking. Brennan and Fakar, as well as Beecham Reyes and Ramberg, each with a couple hits, but no long balls and not a lot of timely hitting, I suppose, as they only score 1. It's Taiwan Bay the start for the Ruru, no decision. McG43 is going to take the loss out of the pen. Matt Stroh the start for Cancun, no decision, and Grayson Yates will end up getting the win. Matt Stroh, your player of the game. We'll check out minor leagues here.
All right, first up here, we have an 8-4 victory by State College over Chicago. Big win there for State College over that mighty juggernaut that is Chicago. Chicago side, 9 hits there, 2 hits for both Blanco and Sterling, who also had 3 RBIs for himself. On State College's side, just a lot to spread out offense there as you have Joy, McGringleberry, Asaro, Wellerman, and No Crime with 2 hits, as well as No Crime getting himself another home run in today's game. Chicago side going for pitching. We have Pecora taking their 4th loss. Turnover now, as with the W from the hold in blank space to save. Player of the game is going to be Bradley Wellerman.
All right, and then the Firehawks are going to walk it off in the bottom of the 10th. Look at that. Over the Brew City Bears, they score 4 in the bottom of the 7th, and a couple more between the 8th and 9th, and then 3 in the bottom of the 10th, thanks to a Deathridge 3-run homer, who also had the solo home run to bring it into extras. My goodness, that's got to be player of the game there. 3 hits for McRoyd and stuff, and a couple for Guile on the Brew City side with a couple RBIs, and then McFish with a 3 RBI day as well, but Brew City not hot late. It was Zen with a couple hits and 4 RBIs, and then Deathridge with the 2 hits and clutch 4 RBIs, clutch hits there for sure. A couple hits for Archer and slams. It was Nitro and Mitchell each getting a start, each getting no decision, pitching pretty well though. Budweiser the loss, and then Lord the win in the pen. Tyler Deathridge, your player of the game.
All right, next up we have a 7-2 victory for Amarillo over Kansas City Hepcats. On Amarillo's side for batting, we have a 2-hit day there from Bernard, also 2 hits from Slamdolf, as not much offense coming from them with those 8 hits, but that did the job as they hit when they needed to, with a couple extra base hits there from Whirlwind and Slamdolf. On Kansas City's side, 5 hits, only 2 runs, and all 5 of those hits coming from 2 players, with Mitchie Mantle going 3 for 3. A 2 for 3 day with 2 RBIs to Thompson, which came off of a 2-run home run. Going down to the pitching here, G Woo will get their 11th victory, going 6 strong innings here with Mann getting the save. Halliday will take the loss. Player of the game is going to be Kirby Bernard.
All right, the Flamingos beat the Lemurs just by 1 here. 4-3 victory for them on the road over a tough Louisville team. It was Timothy Jr. with a couple hits and a couple knocks. Riston with a 3-hit day. And that was all they needed to win this one. Pitching was coming through when it needed to. Denstro is going to get a couple hits as well as Stevo for the Lemurs, but 3 runs to show for it, not enough. And then it looks like Hartman had a 2-run homer maybe. It was Bakugo, the start and the win for the Flamingos, and then Gorbachev the start, no decision for the Lemurs. Murphy's going to get the loss for Louisville out of the pen, and my bestie is Bauer the save. Timothy Jr., your player of the game.
Last but not least, we have a 7-1 victory for Anchorage over the Puerto Rico Ranas. Big offensive day here for Anchorage, as it looks like we got Sebastian Otage. 3 hits, 3 runs, and 4 RBI there for Mr. Sabotage himself. 2 hits as well for both Red Panda and Walker Wallace. Like Sabotage hit 2 home runs there, so good day for him. Puerto Rico's side, pretty much all of their offense coming from Barry with his 3 hits being half of the team's. For pitching, both Mrs. Dirk will get the no decision. Pee-wee Matthews, the loss on Puerto Rico's side. Efconis with the win. Buckley, the save on Anchorage's side. Player of the game, of course, is going to be Sebastian Otage.
All right. Nothing like a little sabotage to end the quick sim. We have the Dillos and the Hepcats coming up next. Right after that, we'll have a quick sim, which is probably going to be an off day, and then the Boise Raptors take on the Death Valley Scorpions in Death Valley. DVS trying to stay within playoff contention. They've had a couple losses here, but let's go over to the minor leagues and play out this Dillos and Hepcats game. Jeff Salad, Roman Melgar, the two starters in this one. Prediction has closed up, and we'll get into it shortly. I think you started off, so
I did.
So let's do it here. We are in Kansas City. Dillos and Hepcats. First pitch underway. Is it me?
Yeah, I started the last one.
Oh, okay. I thought you did the middle of the Toronto game, but it's Kirby Bernard leading things off with a single, and then Abigail Mills is going to also single to left. So that'll put two runners on for Tedford Whiffington Jr., but Whiffington Jr. is going to fly out to shallow left, one down. Now Murphy is up, but we've got a stolen third base here by Bernard, putting himself in sac fly position, and Murphy's going to line it to center. That is good for a sac fly, and that will be the first run of the game. Failed pickoff attempt by the pitcher Melgar is going to put Mills at second, and then a single up the middle by Slamdoff will score Mills. So Dillos open up a 2-0 lead with a couple clutch two-out hits. Toksum now flying to right field, and that is out number 3. Kansas City Hepcats in an early deficit, trailing by 2 with Aria Harper starting things off for their offense. It's Jeff Salad ready to throw the first one in this one.
Strike 3.
Salad is going to strike out swinging. That's one down. Now, Damian Thriller up, and Thriller is going to get on. They rule that a hit, not an error, a hit. Shaw Dynasty as Thriller takes second. Dynasty with a runner in scoring position. He's going to slap that one to left. Runner comes around third and save. So Thriller able to turn that hit and a stolen base into a run from Dynasty. Now DH Mantle hot hitting, flies out to center. That's one down. Or two down, excuse me, as Ryan Lawrence is up. Will strike out for out number 3. So Hepcats get one, but trail by 1 as we go to the top of the second with Gordon up first. Robert Gordon now will ground out to the shortstop. Is that a lefty playing short?
It is. That is a odd choice.
Okay. Got a single up the middle, and then San Shrew's going to get this one past the third baseman. That is going to be runners on second and third. One down. Kirby Bernard up. Will ground out and score. Whirlwind from third. Will be an out, but Dillos add 1. Now in the lead by 2 once more. And then Abigail Mills is going to single that one to left, but they do not send the run around third. Runners in the corners. Tedford Whiffington Jr. is going to fly out to shallow left center, and that will end the top of the second. Dills pick up another that they gave up as we go to the bottom of the inning with Yeti Taz leading things off. 1-2 strikeout by Taz. That is Salad's third K of the day. Now Jordan Thompson up, and Thompson lines it directly back to Jeff Salad. Heads up there. 2 down. Slim Mathers will strike out swinging, and that is a 1-2-3 inning there for the Hepcats bats. We go to the top of the third with Troy Murphy up.
Troy Murphy up, but an absolutely fantastic diving play by Thriller in center field to start that one off. Slamdolf will put one right back in the same spot, but that's going to get down. So you got a 1 on, 1 out base running here for Toksum. And Toksum will ground out to the second baseman as they can't get the runner at second, so let's go to first. Ooh, and then a diving play by the second baseman there, Taz, to end the innings. That could have been a run. It's a good job there by the Kansas City defense to stop that lead from getting any bigger. McDowell will start this one off, and he will ground out to the shortstop. Arya Harper up now, and they will ground out to the second baseman for out number 2. Damian Thriller, the center fielder, up now, hits that one down the line to the third baseman and just gets him by a step. 1-2-3 inning here for Jeff Salad. Top of the fourth, Vincent Whirlwind leading it off here as he lasers that one into the right field seats there. A solo home run by Vince Whirlwind of the Dillos, making a 4-1 ball game. Sandshrew, the shortstop, coming up now. Let's see if he can continue this offense going here. And that will be a fly out to second base for out number 1. Kirby Bernard up now. And Bernard will ground out to the pitcher. Abigail Mills up. They watch that one go by for ball 4. So you got a 2-out base runner here for Tedford Wolfington Jr. Ooh, Mills takes off for second there, getting their 31st stolen base of the season. And Wolfington hits that one down the line. That'll score Mills. And that will be a RBI double there for Tedford Wolfington Jr., making a 5-1 game Amarillo. Murphy hits that one into right field. That should score another, and that'll make it a 6-1 ball game now in favor of Amarillo. Now you got the hot-hitting center fielder, Grand Slamdolph, coming up now. Let's see if he can continue this hit parade. And he does. He gets that one past second baseman. That runner will move up to third on that one as well. Runners at the corners here for Toksum. 2 outs. And Toksum watches that one go by. Full count walk. Bases juice for Robert Gordon, but he will ground out to the fielder's choice to end the inning. However, Amarillo doubles their score here to make go up 6-1 over Kansas City. Shea Dynasty leading it off here. Full count from Salad. As he will juice that one into left field. And that one will just get over the wall for Shea Dynasty. A solo shot to lead off this inning, trying to get his team back into this one. Now in favor of Amarillo, only a 6-2 game now. Mitchie Mantle, the red-hot hitting DH here for Kansas City, as he will ground out to the shortstop. Ryan Lawrence, the first baseman, up now. And Lawrence will also – oh, no, not a ground out. As the shortstop can't handle that one, because that'll be an infield hit for Lawrence. And then Taz will get a single there. All right, you got runners at first and second now for Thompson. And Thompson will hit that one into left field. Easy play. And that will not be deep enough to move up the runner. Slim Mathers up now. Slim Mathers hits that one hard into center field, but also not deep enough to do anything, and that'll end the inning. So all they get from there is that solo home run, but it's a 6-2 game now. Top of the fifth, Vince Whirlwind leading it off here as he will fly out into left field for out number 1. Sandshrew coming up now, and that will be a ground out to the third baseman for out number 2. Kirby Bernard hitting it to the shortstop, and that'll be a 1-2-3 inning for Melgar. Bottom 5 we go. McDowell leading it off now for the Kansas City Hepcats, as he will ground into a ground out there to the first baseman. Arya Harper up now. 1-2 pitch. Oh, and a bobble by the third baseman there, and that'll be an error on Mills as Harper gets on. Harper takes off for second and is in there for their 63rd stolen base on the season. And Thriller will go ahead and get that one in, and that'll score another run. Only a 3-run ball game now for Amarillo. Shea Dynasty up now, 3-1 count. They hit that one into right. That one's going to get down. So, all right, the hits keep coming with 1 out here. Runners at the corners for Mitchie Mantle. And Mitchie Mantle grounds it to the shortstop, but they don't turn 2, so another comes in. Only a 2-run ball game now here for Amarillo. Ryan Lawrence is up. Ryan Lawrence hits that one into left field, but directly to the left fielder. That'll end it. But, man, all right, Kansas City is starting to claw their way back here. 6-4 now in favor of Amarillo. Top 6, Mills, who had that error in the last inning, is up. They ground out to the first baseman. Wolfington Jr. up, 1-2 count from Eddie Catch. And he will bloop that one into left field, but the left field will be able to get under it for out number 2. Troy Murphy up now. And he will get a hot shot down the left field line for a single. Grand Slamdolph up now, and he'll watch that one go by. Nothing comes of it. Still a 6-4 game in favor of Amarillo. Bottom 6 now, Yeti Taz having a good season so far in his rookie campaign. 3-1 count will ground out to the shortstop. Jordan Thompson up now 1-2, 1 out from Rodriguez. And he will hit that one into left field, but left fielder able to get to it. Slim Mathers up now. First pitch swinging. Rounds out to the shortstop. So good inning and a relief there from Rodriguez. Makes him go 1, 2, 3. Top of the 7th, Tyler Toksum, second baseman, going to lead it off here. And Toksum will get that one to the shortstop, but it's bobbled. So that'll be another error on that defense of Kansas City. Gordon will fly out to center field for out number 1. Vince Whirlwind. Oh, no, passed ball. As Toksum's going to end up on second now. And then Whirlwind gets a single. Are they going to send Toksum? They do. And that'll be run number 7 for Amarillo, trying to increase that lead. Get a little insurance now. RBI single by Whirlwind. Sandshrew with the fly ball to center field for out number 2. Kirby Bernard hits that one to the second baseman. That's a deep one, and they just get the runner. However, Amarillo tacks on another run of insurance, making it a 7-4 ball game. Bottom of the 7th now, McDowell leads it off, and he'll watch that one go by from Rodriguez for out number 1. Harper leading it off here, full count. Or not leading it off, excuse me. Butt is up, and they get on again. All right, so they've got another attempt at a stolen base here. Oh, no, they get picked off, as I think the Dillos expected them to run, and they get thrown out there. And then a ground out to shortstop to end the inning. So any kind of offense that was attempted there, Bailey ruined it. So unfortunately, that is not good for you, Bailey. Top of the 8th, over to you, Dust.
All right, the Dillos trying to add on to their 3-run lead as Mills leads things off with a single to left center. Wolfington Jr. is going to strike out, is 1 down, and then Mills caught napping on the base pass, 2 down. Troy Murphy is going to get a single to right, so a 2-out knock. Bring up hot hitting Slamdolph, but Grand Slamdolph flies out to right field to end the top of the 8th. We go to the bottom of the inning with Shaw Dynasty, Mitchie Mantle, and Ryan Lawrence due up for the Hepcats. Dynasty is going to draw the 4-pitch walk here as Rodriguez Day is done. And Mantle is going to give up a hit to right. Runner heading for third. In there just barely. Runners at the corners now for Ryan Lawrence. Lawrence knocks it to third, and that is going to be a 5-4-3 double play. Will score the run, though, to make it a 2-run game once more. With 2 outs, it is Yeti Taz up. And Yeti Taz is going to pop up to the shortstop to end the 8th. We go to the 9th with Toksum leading things off for the Dillos. The Dillos add some more. They've had a great offensive day, but Toksum's going to strike out. That is 1 down. Gordon, DH, is going to fly this one to right center. 2 down. That'll bring up Vince Whirlwind. As Whirlwind is going to give this one a ride, but it hangs up in right field for Harper. 3 down. Go to the bottom of the 9th. Hepcats, 7, 8, 9 hitters due up. They're trailing by 2. And it's going to be Jordan Thompson starting things off with a fly out to shallow center, 1 down. Slim Mathers, now the third baseman, is going to ground out to the shortstop. Great play there by Shrew at short. William McDowell, the last chance for the Hepcats, strikes out looking, and the Dillos are going to win 7-5 here in Kansas City as they advance to 55 wins on this season. Checking things out. A lot of hits for the Dillos in this one. Surprised they didn't even score more here, but they got 3 hits from Whirlwind, Slamdolph, Murphy, and Mills. Hepcats getting a lot from Dynasty and Thriller, but not enough in general. It was Melgar the start and the loss for the Hepcats. Jeff Sal the start and no decision for the Dillos. Rodriguez is going to get the win, able to save, and Shaw Dynasty, despite the loss, is your player of the game. Take it around the rest of the league. We have the Wheelers winning 5-2 over the Puerto Rico Ranos. It was a couple hits for Giannis, a couple RBIs for him as well. And then, yeah, just everyone kind of getting a knock there. Looks like Lee and Ziegler with some home runs. 25 home runs for Ziegler at the top of the lineup there. And then on the Puerto Rico side, only 2 runs, despite the 9 hits. Stern with a couple runs on the homer, and then 3 hits for Barry, but not enough. Aria is going to get the loss in this one for the start for the Ranas. Guy Manuel Lore, the winning pitcher for Anchorage, Abernathy Jr. save, and Manuel Lore, your player of the game. Where are we at? Let's do this one.
All right. Next up here, we have the Kingpins getting their 63rd victory on the campaign, 7-3 over the State College 50. Lots of hits in this game, lots of offense. We have 3-hit day there for Blanco and Murphy with 2 hits, 3 RBI from Honkball, 2 hits from Dawson, and then a big day there for Scotty Sterling going 4 for 5 with 2 runs. On State College's side, also lots of hitting there, but not enough runs with 2 hits from Joy, Andrews Jr., Boog Barrow, Wellerman, and Yupi. Going down to pitching here, we have Vincent Heiderscheid getting the win. State College's Mick Chapperson will take the loss. Player of the game will be Scotty Sterling.
All right, it was the California Firehawks walking it off in the bottom of the ninth. 3-2 victory for the Firehawks over the Brew City Bears. Looks like Jeff Lumo, new fan, the solo homer to win it, and then there's a Zen homer to tie it. So back-to-back jacks for the Firehawks to win. A couple hits for Zen and new fan, and none bigger than the ones they had in that 9th inning. A couple hits for Archer as well. Brew City with 5 total hits, only McFish and Torres responsible for 80% of them. McFish did get a home run, and that was about it. Schlossberg, the start for California, no decision, and Moore as well for Brew City, no decision. Fordham's going to take the loss, and Conkling the win. Steven Schlossberg, your player of the game.
And last but not least, on the minor side here, you have the Lemurs taking a 7-5 victory over the Florida Flamingos. On Florida's side, not much offense except the bottom of the lineup here. Everybody kind of spreading those hits out. We have Riston, 2 hits, 2 RBI, and Amy 43, 2 hits as well. On Louisville's side, big day there from Alaskan Bullworm in the middle of their lineup, getting 3 hits and 3 RBI. With Javier Franco, the DH, getting 2 hits as well. Going down to the pitching here, we have Stoner, who will take the loss after only going 3 2/3. Roll the win, Berger the hold. Player of the game is going to be Alaskan Bullworm.
All right, and that is it for minor leagues. Let's switch it back to the major leagues where we have the Toronto Pathfinders winning in extras there. Looks like a 14th inning game. Kendrick Mills the hero in this one, so they're going to sweep the Sloths in this 3-game series. 2-1 victory in a low-scoring affair for Toronto. It was a couple hits for Zane Cold as well as for Ozzy Albies, Fresca with a solo homer, and that was the only offense they had. Nada Sixon and Jeff Lewis with a couple hits at the bottom of the lineup there for Toronto, and then, of course, Mills at the game-winning RBI. Starscream, no decision, nearly going 9 innings there. Wouldn't have mattered since it went to extras, and then Quest, 7 1/3, giving up 1. Marvell's going to take the loss, and Cramblin the win for the Toronto Pathfinders. Starscream, your player of the game.
All right, next up, we have a 5-1 victory for the New York Voyagers over the Providence Crabs. On Providence's side, only getting 4 hits there, so not much offense outside of the solo shot from Whiskey Fuse. On New York's side, big game there on their offensive side, 12 hits with those 5 runs. You have 2-hit day there from Palladorus, Cove, and DeMars, with B. Fry getting a 3-hit, 2 RBI day as well. As might be his last season, but man, is he performing like it's his first, you know. Going down to Providence side for the pitching, Pax Torrent, the no decision, Bueneta the loss, Parq also the no decision on the side of New York, and Ole serving up, getting the win in relief. Player of the game is going to be Anthony Parq.
Buffalo Surge are going to defeat the Aviators 4-2 on the road. Buffalo with 55 wins now on the season. It was 3 hits for OTP Wizard and a couple for Mustard and 4 runs enough for them in this one. Because like 2 home runs there for Mustard. Outer Banks getting a couple hits from Fielder and Dunkin' Donuts, but 2 runs is half as many as they really needed in this game. Benny Sheets takes the loss for the Aviators. Dolores Clifton the win, and Delete the Index to save. Mustard, your player of the game.
All right, next up here we have a late inning affair between Boise and Vancouver. Boise getting the win after 12 with a 3-2 victory. On Boise's side, there 11 hits, mainly coming from a couple big bats there of McMagic, Vacuum, Allen, and McTavish having multi-hit days. On Vancouver's side, they also had a few multi-hit days there from Kirk Swerve Jr. and IPO3 doing most of their offense. Going down to the pitching side here, Ovechkin going 7 strong, but takes no decision, as well as Lothbrook on the other side. For Vancouver, Mudbone will get the hold, Rodriguez the blown save, and Fring the loss. On Boise's side, Shotani the win and Blizzy the save. But the game's going to be Geronimo Ovechkin.
Stars are going to knock down the Space Rangers on the road. 5-2 victory for Nashville. It was only 7 hits, or not only, but just each team had only 7 hits. And Linder Base not getting the right kind of them, I guess. Dogging Eminem with a couple, and a couple RBIs for Allison Chain, as well as raking the lake with 2 knocks. But Nashville getting some action from Adalbert Steiner and Jake Silliams with a 3-hit day, driving that offense for 5 runs in the win. Donahue is going to get the win in the start for the Stars. Hit Tosu Yanagi the save, and Mano Wright takes the loss. Phil Donahue, your player of the game.
All right, another late inning affair. 13 innings between Detroit and Indianapolis as Detroit walks it off to get the 6-5 victory. And in Indianapolis' side, Nate Nitro doing a lot of work. 3 hits, 3 runs at the top of the lineup. With the Jew having 2 hits as well. Looks like a Curtis McKenzie, a solo home run, doing some damage there as well. On Detroit's side, all but a couple batters getting on base here with a big day from Gleyber Torres. 2 hits, 2 RBI, as well as Leonidas Ruiz having a 2-run home run, or solo shot, excuse me. Going down to the pitching side here, Stun Gun and Hugh Mann getting no decisions for both teams here. Bubbles with the blown save, and Tommy Vanderhonk and the loss on the side of Indy, with Rogalaski getting the 4-pitch win in today's game. Player of the game is going to be Nate Nitro.
All right, Scorpions getting a win here thanks to 4 runs in the top of the 9th. They needed this one. Slammer and Raycard getting it done, as well as Osman at the top of the 9th. So it was Rake Slammer, a couple of hits, 4 RBIs, Raycard, Max Power, and Kuma each with 2 hits. On the Seattle side of things, 2 hits and 3 RBIs for Alyssa Jacob. Can't fault Jacob in this one. A couple hits for Knox, but 4 runs was enough all the way until the very end. Looks like Gerd and Tsunami no decisions for the 2 starters in this one. Bouchard's going to take the loss, and Giuseppe Jones the win. Rake Slammer, your player of the game.
Last but not least, Cancun taking down New Orleans 6-1 in a very one-sided affair in this game. For the Cancun Bats, we have a 3-hit, 3 RBI day there from John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Then a 2-hit, 2 RBI day there from Burns, the second baseman. On New Orleans side, not much offense, as only 3 hits there, as Tulowitzki has their lone RBI. Going down to the pitching side here for Cancun, Ike Sampson almost going the distance. Garrett going 8 2/3, only giving up the 1 run, striking out 9. Bender Lycan will take the loss on New Orleans side. Player of the game is going to be Ike Sampson.
Right, and that is it for this 26th of August. Next game is going to be the Raptors and the Scorpions. So that's going to be on the 28th. We got a quick sim. I'm assuming that's an off day. So let's get into it. We have no majors games and no minor league games. So here we go. Major league actions with the conferences all shook up now. It is, I think, a couple 2-game series here as the Scorpions host the Raptors. Prediction.
Yeah, should be a fun game here because it's like Boise's kind of one of those two that has been able to stick into a lot of games this season.
Sure.
Unfortunately, though, they have Tiny Chef, who I think might be their worst pitcher. But who am I being biased to?
Well, I guess nobody's feeling the the channel point wagering game here, so we're gonna get into it. Lebowski and Chef doing battle. It will be Lebowski pitching first in this one to Xavier McMagic. Go ahead, Parkwad.
All right, Xavier McMagic Lebowski, the leadoff at bat for tonight. Let's see if Mr. Lebowski can continue to have a solid season. As McMagic is up here, and he will ground out to the second baseman to lead off the game. Corner vacuum up now. They will hit a liner directly to the second baseman for out number 2. And Rightus swings through that one. 1-2-3 inning to start the game here from Lebowski. Tiny Chef going to be taking the mound here against Rake Slammer, Jake Kulik-Warren, and Rake Hard to start this game. Full count from Chef. And that will be a blooper into center field, but it does not even get out of the infield for out number 1. Kulik-Warren will line that one into right field for a 1-out single. Rake Hard swings to that one out number 2. So you got 1 on, 2 outs here for Max Power. As he will get that one down the line, that should be a single, and it is. Runner does not advance past second. And then Salmon Arm strikes out. The Tiny Chef able to get out of that one. Still scoreless after 1 here. Top of the second we go. Why not Cove leading it off for the Boise Raptors? Cove will ground out to the second baseman now for out number 1. Barry Allen, the first baseman, hits that one into the gap, and that's going to be an extra bases. And that'll be a 1-out double there for Barry Allen, the first baseman. Stubby McGuire watches that one go by for strike 3. That's going to be number 2 there for Lebowski. Oh, and that's going to be another gapper. Nakamura hits that one into the gap, and that'll score Barry Allen. So Boise strikes first in this one, 1-0 off the RBI double by Daisuke Nakamura. Gonzalez Jr. hits that one hard into right field, but the right fielder able to get there for the final out. However, Boise gets on base, or gets on the board first here in the top of the second. Bottom of the second, Kuma up now, full count. They'll watch that one go by. So you get a runner on to start the inning for Ostman. And Kuma takes off, and Kuma will get in there. 26 stole one base of the season. And Ostman hits that one down the line, and that'll tie this one up as Brandon Ostman with an RBI double to tie this game here. Still no outs here for Death Valley. Claddy Ferrero lines that one up the middle. Ooh, they don't send the runner. So you get runners at the corners. No outs here. Daniel King hits that one center field, and that will be a sac fly to put DVS up 2-1. Rake Slammer, the right fielder, up now. 1 on, 1 out here, and Slammer demolishes that one to dead center field, just over the wall, and that will be now a 4-1 lead for Death Valley. Rake Slammer, their 12th home run on the season. And Kulik-Warren grounds out to the second baseman for out number 2. Rake Hard will hit that one into center field. That will end the inning. The DVS taps in 4 runs that inning to jump out to a 4-1 lead after 2. All right, top of the third, Dust, over to you.
Baker McTavish start things off with a full count strikeout. Lebowski's third on the night. 1 down for Xavier McMagic, and McMagic will strike out as well. Back-to-back Ks for Lebowski. Corner vacuum now sets in, and vacuum will ground out to the shortstop. So a very quick 1-2-3 inning from the Boise bats after they had given up 4 in the bottom of the second. Scorpions looking to tack on more as they lead by 3. Max Power due up first will draw the walk. And that'll be a Salmon's Arm 6-4-3 double play grounded into 2 down quickly as Kuma bounces out to second baseman McTavish for out number 3. We go to the top of the 4th with the Raptors trailing by 3. Papa Emeritus first is starting things off. They single up the middle right back where it came from. 1 on and nobody out for Why Not Cove. Cove giving this one a ride to right field, but it hangs up there, and that is an out. Now Barry Allen up, and Allen is going to ground out. No, it's an infield single. So the wheels of Allen gets him on base. And then a strikeout swinging will be out number 2. Dakichi Nakamura is going to strike out. So back-to-back Ks there by Lebowski to clean things up after the Raptors put some traffic on the bases. No runs coming through in the top of the fourth. Brandon Osman starts things off with the Scorpions, and he will ground it back to the pitcher, 1 down. And then Gladdy Ferrero will strike out. That is Chef's 3rd K of the night. 3-1 count to Dan King, and Daniel King is going to draw the walk, so that'll bring up hot hitting Rake Slammer. Slammer will line it to McTavish, so for out number 3. We're going to see McTavish up here second in this next inning as we go to the top of the 5th. Steve Gonzalez Jr. is up. And Gonzalez Jr. is going to get this one all the way to the right field wall. That is a sliding double, lead-off double for the Raptors here in the top of the 5th. McTavish is up, and Binker McTavish grounds this one to the third baseman. Runner has to hold.
Strike 3.
And a strikeout from McMagic, so a couple missed opportunities with that runner in scoring position. However, corner vacuum is going to... No! What a leaping grab by Osman. Thought that was over his head. Goes up and gets it to prevent the runner from coming across. No runs for the Raptors in the 5th. Jake Kulik-Warren starts things off for DVS. He's going to fly out to right field, 1 down. Full count to Ray Card, who grounds out to the third baseman, 2 down now. Max Power up. And Max Power grounds out to the third baseman for out number 3. 1-2-3, the Scorpions go just what the Raptors needed in this one, as Pud Blizzy has actually entered the game there for that last out. We go to the top of the 6th. 3-4-5 hitters of Boise do up. That is going to be a bounce out to the first baseman for 1 out. And then a ground out to the second baseman. No, it is bobbled there at second. So first error in the game. However, it doesn't come back to haunt him as Cove is gunned down trying to steal second. And then Barry Allen strikes out swinging. Lebowski with 8 strikeouts, 5 hits allowed, and only 1 earned run through 6. Bottom of the inning with Rusty Salmon Arms due up. Salmon Arms is going to fly this one to center. No, over the center fielder's head. Maybe misjudged it a little bit, and that is a leadoff double. Puma now singles this one to right, and that will score Salmon Arms from second. 5-1 is your score now in favor of the Scorpions at home here. Osman due up. And hold on, we got Kuma stealing second. Osman now will ground out to the shortstop. That does move Kuma to third. Gladdy Ferrero due up.
Strike
And
3.
Ferrero's going to strike out on the check swing. 2 down. Daniel King is going to give this one a ride to left field, but it hangs up there for out number 3. We go to the top of the 7th. Death Valley tacks on 1. Stubby McGuire starting things off in the inning.
Strike 3.
McGuire's going to swing through that. Strike 3. That'll bring up Dachi Nakamura. Nakamura will fly out to left field. 2 up, 2 down. Steve Gonzalez, that double
Strike
earlier,
3.
strikes out swinging. Lebowski on cruise control this one. 7 innings and 10 strikeouts, only 5 hits allowed. 1 earned run. We go through the 7th inning stretch. Death
Strike
Valley's
3.
leadoff hitter Slammer strikes out. As Pud Blizzy doing all he can to keep the Scorpions' bats in checks. Jake Kulik-Warren up, and Kulik-Warren's going to bounce out to the shortstop. 2 down. Now Rake Hard steps in, and Hard is going to fly out to center. That is 3 downs. We go to the top of the 8th. Boise trailing by 4. 9-1, 2 hitters due up. Or Park, what do they have in them?
McTavish will lead this one off as a infield flyout for McTavish. McMagic, oh man, a laser into right field, but an absolutely amazing grab by Slammer there to keep that one down, and then vacuum grounds out to the third baseman. So a quick 1-2-3 inning for Lebowski, as he's now had 8 strong innings here. Bottom of the 8th we go. Max Power leading it off, and Max Power will hit that one into right field. Out number 1. Rusty Salmon Arms up now. Grounds out to the shortstop. Kuma up now, 3-0 count. And Kuma will line that one past the shortstop. 2-out single there for Kuma. As all of the girls you loved before has now come in for Blizzy, as Kuma swipes the bag there. Randall Ostman, 3-0 count. And Ostman will get on, so you got 2 on, 2 out for Gladdy Ferrero. And Valero hits that one into right field, but directly to the right fielder for out number 3. So they get 2 on there, but can't tack on any more insurance. Last chance for Boise now with Papa and Rightus at the first, leading it off here. 0-2 count, a little dribbler out in front of the plate, and that'll be out number 1. Why not Cove? And he singled into left field. Let's see if OOTP pulls Lebowski after that one. And there it is. Ira Clifton coming up now. As Ira Clifton will retire his first batter, as that's going to be Barry Allen popping out in foul territory. And then Clifton strikes out McGuire. That'll be your game there. 5-1 in favor of Death Valley.
Well, it was pretty quiet after that second inning. Death Valley able to get it done, winning at home, just what they needed to do to stay within the grasp of playoffs. Barry Allen had a couple hits there for the Raptors, but a really quiet day offensively for Boise, and then a couple hits for Kuma, and Rake Slammer with a home run. Osman with some action there as well. It was just good pitching. Tiny Chef taking the loss. Lebowski 8 and a third, 10 strikeouts, and exactly 100 pitches pulling him out. He'll be your player of the game. Let's take it around the rest of the league with Toronto winning 7-2 over the Cancun Toros. It was a lot of, a lot of the same for Toronto, just getting the right offense at the right time. 2 hits for Pilsudski and Lewis with a couple RBIs each. And then on the Cancun side, it was a couple hits for Blue Sky, and it looks like Aza had a solo home run, but 2 runs. Despite the same or nearly equivalent hits, not going to cut it. It is Montaigne taking the loss for the Toros starter, and Cy Duck the win. Duck will also be your player of the game.
All right, next up here, we got a 6-0 victory for Seattle as they blank OBX here. OBX's offense only able to muster 5 hits, with 2 of those coming from Dunkin' Donuts, their leadoff batter. That pretty much being the extent of that offense. On Seattle's side, 9 hits with those 6 runs, with a 3-for-4 day there from Shy and Miss, 2 hits apiece for Babbitt Person and Jacob. And it looks like a 3-run home run for Piranha Plant, who also did get a sac fly later in the game to make it a 4 RBI day. On the pitching side for OBX, Hangman will take the loss. Tull will get the win with Bear version 2.0 finishing the game off for him. Player of the games will be Jethro Tull with those 6 2/3 scoreless.
All right, and as expected, the Detroit Demons are going to win 7-2 over the Providence Crabs, defending Detroit nicely. It was Vita with a big day, 3 hits and 4 RBIs, and then 3 hits as well for Ruiz. Crabs side getting a couple hits from Alou, Shicey Jr., and Jordan Gonzalez. Pitching-wise, Daly's going to take the loss. 5 unearned runs in there. You love to see that. And then Vader Page with the wins for the Demons, 6 innings and 7 strikeouts. Quesavita will be your player of the game.
Next up here, Nashville will get a win here over Buffalo, 9-3, as the Nashville Bats have woken up here for this one. On Buffalo's side, not really anybody sticking out, particularly outside of OTP Wizard getting 2 hits. The rest of the offense has been kind of tame, outside of that solo shot from Mustard and Mustard. On Nashville side, you have a big day there from Albert Steiner. 2 hits, 5 RBI. He's having a good sim today for himself, with 2 hits from Silliams and Fidel Valor Jr. as well. Going down to the pitching here, Claw Daddy will take the loss. Randall Jr., the win. Player of the game is going to be Albert Steiner.
All right, and it is the Voyagers winning 7-3 over the Indianapolis Apex. Checking things out here. Couple of hits in the lot from the middle lineup. Palidorus, Rye, and Errol Cove. Couple hits, a couple RBIs there for Bellet Cove. Everyone getting it done when they need to for the Voyagers. Indianapolis had a Cal Pico with a 3-for-3 day. Milligan with a couple hits, but only 3 runs to show for it. It was Crawford to start for the Voyagers, no decision, and Rove's going to take the loss for the Apex, and Chovy the win, and Squints Palidorus will be your player of the game in this one.
All right, and that's going to be a 5-3 victory for Lunar Base as they walk it off with an Allison Chains home run in the bottom of the 9th. Vancouver side, they've managed to stick in it against this lunar based team, and it's very difficult with big days there from King and Garfield. Lunar Base's side have Skumina Halkovado raking the lake and Clairvoyant with 2 hits apiece. But the big day there for Allison Chains. 3 hits, 3 RBI. And like I said, including that walk-off home run. Going down to the pitching side here, we have Riggs and Macarena, the no decisions in their start. Zion Wins will take the loss for Vancouver. John Marston will get the blown save and the W for Lunar Base. So the game's going to be Allison Chains.
All right, the Sloths are going to win in the ninth, kind of, I guess. They had the lead most of the game, and then New Orleans almost came back on the bottom of the ninth there, but to no avail. It was Don Marcus with 3 hits and Lanikai with a couple hits, including a home run. Albies with 2 hits at the top of the lineup. New Orleans getting action from Jordan Beecham Braves, 2 hits and 2 RBIs, a couple hits from Tulowitzki. Eshelman Jr. takes the loss in the start for the Rougarou, although pitched very well. Sahlberg gets the win, Sam Antonio the save, and Joanna Sahlberg, your player of the game. We saw that one. Minor leagues.
All right, minor leagues here. We have the Anchorage Wheelers taking down the Louisville Lemurs, a score of 4-2. It's on Louisville's side. Those 2 runs coming off of a 2-run home run from Herb Stevo, and that pretty much being the extent of their offense. On Anchorage's side, you have 2 hit days there from Ode, Taj, and Panda, with a 3-for-4 day there from Scotty McNeely. Going down to the pitching here, Mata, the no decision, King Julian, the blown save and loss on the side of Louisville. Herb Fisher will get the 8 2/3 win for Anchorage, and Abernathy Jr. the save, as you don't see pitchers going that deep, but that'll earn him the player of the game as well.
All right, the Dillos win at home 11-1 drubbing there over the California Firehawks, or a squashing, if you will. Couple hits from Archer and just a little bit here and there for the Firehawks, but 1 run to show for it. Far from enough in this one. Everyone on the Dillos side getting a knock. Wolfington Jr. slammed off, each with 3 hits, couple for Gordon and Whirlwind, as well as Mills. It was Pitt with the loss for the Firehawks. Valorant Arcanum, the win for the Dillos, and Arcanum will be your player of the game.
Next up here, we have a very close game between Bruce City and Chicago, as Bruce City comes out on top 6-5. As on Chicago's side, their best batters being their top 2, with Evanescence and Pedro Blanco both getting 3 hits apiece. On the Bruce City side, you have some big days there from McRoyden Stuff and Days and Guile with the 3 RBI, as well as AI McFish having 2 hits at the bottom of the lineup. Going down to the pitching here, Ortiz will take the loss. Ford, no decision on the side of Bruce City. Pabst the win, and Budweiser the save. The game's going to be Evanescence.
All right, and it is the Flamingos winning 4-3, just holding off the Swifties there at the end. Close game for them. It was State College with a lot of hits at the top of the lineup there. McCringleberry, Hayden Andrews Jr., Joy, and Raru each with 2. But it was Florida with Sakudo driving 3 hits and 2 RBIs on 2 home runs. McQueen with a couple knocks, able to help that Flamingos offense. Ozzie Bones going to take the loss for State College, and Robert Green, the start and the winning decision, flaps the save, and Ichiban Sakudo, your player of the game.
And then last but not least, an extra inning affair between the Ranas and the Hepcats, as the Hepcats take down the Ranas 6-5 and 10 off of a walk-off solo home run by Damian Thriller. As going over to the batting side here for Puerto Rico, look at that, the top 4 batters in their lineup all getting 2 hits, with Stern, Cove, DeYoung, and Big Hurt Thomas. On Kansas City side, a big there from Mitchie Mantle going 3 hits, 2 RBI, as well as Taz getting 2 hits as well, with McDowell having himself a 3-run homer run at the 9-hole. Going down to the pitching here, Cranepool and Garoppolo, the no decisions in their starts. Punish Vandals will take the blown save. Goodman the loss. And Jose Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt will get the win in relief for Kansas City. Player of the game is going to be Mitchie Mantle.
All right. Taking a look at things ahead here, we have a quick sim and then our final stream game with the Space Rangers taking on the Providence Crabs. So let's advance the day. We have majors. We have minors on this quick sim. Here we go. The Deathvat Scorpions are going to shut out the Boise Raptors here 7-0, only allowing 2 hits. See if no, Striker did not go the complete game, but pitched very well. Only 2 hits for Boise. Death Valley getting a couple from Raycard as well as 3 RBIs, and then looks like Salmon Arms maybe had a grand slam. Yes, and Pax Power with a couple hits. Boise's Franklin Judge Cruiser is going to take the loss. Striker Jr., 7 2/3, 8 strikeouts, gets the win, and he'll be your player of the game.
All right, next up here we have another late-inning affair as OBX will take down the Seattle Sea Serpents, score of 3-2 off of a 10th inning single there by Aaron Henry. On OBX's side, Cole Kim having a big day, going 3 for 5, being pretty much the extent of their offense outside of that RBI single there for Aaron Henry to win them the game. On Seattle side, you had a couple multi-hit days there from Shane Knox, Houston Hayes, and Bob Babbitt Person. For pitching, Walrus Jones to no decision, as well as Cookie on Seattle side. Bouchard will take the loss for Seattle. Otto the win, and Carl Johnson the save for OBX. Player of the game is going to be Cookie.
All right, and it is a 7-5 victory for the Crabs on the road against the Detroit Demons. It was a big day for Swan Song Goose, 4 hits and 3 RBIs, couple hits from Gator and Shicey Jr. in the middle lineup, as well as Cool Crab at the bottom. But nearly everyone on the Crabs getting a knock in this one. Detroit also nearly everyone getting a hit. A lot of offense in this one, but only 5 runs to show for it. 2 hit, 2 RBI day for Apollo and a couple hits for Maple Dogwood as well as Ruiz. It was Choi, the winning pitcher for Providence. Bader's going to take the loss for Detroit. And your player of the game, Swan Song Goose.
Next up here, we have a 7-1 victory for Buffalo over Nashville. Buffalo's side here getting a big day out of their offense with multi-hit games here from Cookie Monster, Tunch Dentro, Manny Calavera, and Koala Kyle. On Nashville's side, also getting those 7 hits, but only 1 run from it, with Salamanca, Jose 43 1/4, and Aldrin Saab having multi-hit days. That pretty much being all the offense to speak of. Going down to the pitching here, Bazooka Joe will get a 7-inning, 1-run, 9K win. Krispy Kreme will take the loss on the side of Nashville. Player of the game is going to be Bazooka Joe.
All right, we have the Toros winning at home over the Toronto Pathfinders 5-1. It was Cancun's Blue Sky with a couple hits. Unruly Rowdy Diamonds are Clear Not Cloudy with a couple hits. He's up to 16 home runs in the rookie campaign. And then Greenwald with a couple RBIs as well as, that's it. Mills with 2 hits, only 6 total for Toronto as their offense miraculously goes cold. Only 1 run to show for it. Wayne Wheeler's going to get the win for the Toros. What can I say except you're welcome the loss, and Wayne Wheeler will in fact be your player of the game.
All right, next up here, we have a late inning affair as New York's able to score 3 in the top of the 9th to get the victory over Indianapolis 4-2. As New York bats were pretty much quiet until that last inning, and you have big data from Ben Kruger, 2 hits, 2 RBI, including a home run in the 9th. Indianapolis' side, now again, not really much offense, but up until the 9th, it was doing just enough. You have 2 hits from Judah the Jew and a solo home run from Cal Pico. Going down to the pitching side here, Johnny Patey V2 went 8 2/3, giving up 2 runs, striking out 6, getting the win, their 12th of the season. Parker Ness getting their 18th save. Bubbles will get the hold chuck of ball, the loss and blown save on the side of Indianapolis. Player of the game is going to be Johnny Patey V2.
All right, and it was the Space Rangers defeating the Vandals 8-3. We're going to see Lunar Base here up next. 3 hits for Dog and Eminem, as well as Allison Chains, couple RBIs for Eminem, and Hulk Alvado, 2 hits for Lumo, or Jeff Newman, and Cross Erickson as well. Voyagers bats IPO 3 with 3 for 4 day, and Chance Grove with a couple knocks, but the 3 runs not enough. Jackson's going to take the loss for the Vandals, and right in the dirt, the win. He will also be your player of the game.
All right, next up we have New Orleans taking down San Antonio to score 7-2 as Noel's Bats getting alive today on San Antonio's side for hitting. Only 5 hits, so not really much offense there. You got a home run from Zane Cold and a double from Ozzy Albies, pretty much being the extent of that offense. On New Orleans side, on the other hand, you have a big day there. 3 RBI there from Manuel Bang coming off a home run. 2 hits from Brennan, Windsor, and Fakar, and then a 3-for-4 day for Steelflex at the bottom of the lineup. Good offensive day for Nola. Going down to the pitching here, Chicharron de Pollo will take the loss. On the side of New Orleans, Lizzie Mitchell getting the win, going 8 strong, only giving up the 1 run, and getting your player of the game.
All right, that is majors. We got to do minors, then we'll get into our next stream game here. It looks like nobody's wagering channel points are not in the mood to, or they're just really afraid of this game coming up. Here we go. Wheelers taking down the Lemurs, 5-3 victory for Anchorage. It was a couple hits for Alaskan Bullworm as well as Hartman and Diego Javier Franco with a couple hits and a couple RBIs, but 3 runs despite the 9 hits, not enough. Anchorage getting timely hitting from McNeely and Otaj Ziegler, all having home runs in this one, driving it for 5 total runs to get the win. Next gets the start for the Lemurs, no decision. Cove is going to get the win for the Lemurs, good outing, and Gay Late Monster Cove is going to be your player of the game.
Next up here, we have a 9th-inning win for State College over the Florida Flamingos. Looks like a two RBI singles there to get the win for State College. Big offensive day for State College. 13 hits. You have a 3-for-5 day for Carew, 2 hits for Joy and Andrews, as well as Asaro and Barrow to lead off to cap off their offense. On Florida's side, really not much going on outside of the top batters there, with Johnston and Fernandez having 2 and 3 hits apiece, as well as a home run there from Southworth. Going down to the pitching here, Belong With Me goes 5 innings, no decision there, as well as Squirrel getting a no decision on the other side. 2-2 will get the blown save and the win with 4 innings of relief pitching. Bald Hair will take the loss, and Apollo High the blown save in favor of the Florida Flamingos. Player of the game is going to be Leah the Squirrel.
All right, Bears are going to win, shutting out the Kingpins, who have had a little bit of a weaker sim today compared to their normal standard. 3-0 victory for Bruce City, but Kingpins proving the age-old mantra with 3 hits from Blanco, a couple from Kidd, as well as Evanescence. Bruce City's side of things, Streamer with a solo homer, and then Niall Patterson with 2 bombs in this game, 3-for-3 day at the yard with a couple RBIs. All the home runs coming on RBIs here in this one. S44 is going to take the loss, and McIntosh the win. Schlitz the save, and Niall Patterson, your player of the game.
All right, next up, we got a 5-2 victory for Amarillo over California. As California getting a couple of folks that have multi-hit days with Rocha, Slino Slams, and Newfan getting multi-hit days, with that being the extent of their offense. Amarillo also just kind of dinking and dunking here and there, but you have Robert Gordon, 4 hits in 4 at-bats there, as well as Vince Borland having 2 hits and 2 RBI. California side, Virum taking the no decision, Lord the loss. For Amarillo, Leiberth will get the no decision, and Abel will take the W in relief. The game's going to be Robert Gordon.
All right, and finally we have an extra inning 10-9 game for the Hepcats in favor of the Hepcats over the Puerto Rico Ranas. It was a lot of offense for both teams. 4 hits apiece for Stern, Cove, and then 3 RBIs for DeYoung, Big Hurt Thomas, and a couple hits for DeYoung as well as Stern. Kansas City bats, 4 hits for Harper and Shaw Dynasty, as well as 4 RBIs for Dynasty. Thompson, McDowell, and Lawrence also getting hits with 3 RBIs from Thompson. So just hit parades all around. Hepcats getting the better of it thanks to a Shaw Dynasty run scoring single. Solo and Legacy Point, the starters in this one, each with no decision, as it tends to be the case with extra inning games. Shirazi will take the loss, and Ziegler the win. Shaw Dynasty, your player of the game. We are approaching our last stream game of the night. This is a primetime 8 matchup with the Providence Crabs hosting the Lunar Base Space Rangers. I think the prediction is closed. Last I saw, there were only 50 points wagered on it, so we'll probably just get right into it here.
I'll allow you to choose how you want to take this game.
I don't care. I'd
I-
rather quick sim it if you're really asking me.
That's fair. That's fair. I will. I'll take the middle chunk. How about that?
All right. Sounds good. Flamethrower meta, pitch into Arthur Morgan, a lefty on lefty matchup as we get ready for the first pitch of the game. This one in Providence, some interconference matchups continue. And Morgan is going to bounce out to Cove at short for the first one in this game. That'll bring up Cali Alvarez. Alvarez gives this one a ride to left, but it's taken in by Alou. 2 down. Dog and Eminem up. Will get this one past Gonzalez at second. That is a runner on first, but then a strikeout looking by Scumino Holcavado will end it. So a hit for the Space Rangers doesn't come through for anything. Bottom of the inning with Jordan Gonzalez of the Providence Crabs leading things off. HOR Hypocrites starting in this one as Gonzalez hits this one into the stratosphere. That is going to be a high pop-up for out one. Whiskey Fuse grounds out to the shortstop. 2 up, 2 down for the Crabs. And then Joe Shiesty Jr. bounces out to the third baseman. 1, 2, 3. The Crabs bats go. We go to the top of the second with Allison Chains leading things off. Tied for the lead on this team with home runs. As Meta deals, Chains will single it up the middle. That is 1 on, nobody out. And then loud contact there by Jeff Newman getting this to left field. And the runner's going to tag. That's a normal baseball play, of course. That'll bring up Breaking the Leg, who grounds out to the shortstop, but it is an error. So that will score Allison Chains from second. Space Rangers out in front 1-0. Now it's Blair Boyant flying to center field. That is out number 2. Cross Erickson down in the count. 0-2 will strike out swinging. So the Space Rangers get a run on completely normal baseball. 4, 5, 6 hitters due up for the Crabs. Mr. Alligator's going to line this one down the left field line. Bounces around off the wall, and he's got a stand-up double somehow. 1 on, nobody out for Swan Song Goose, who's been hitting a hot bat. And Goose is going to draw the walk. So runners on first and second. That'll bring up Benito. Santiago Benito gives this one a lift to left, but that is out easily by Dog and Eminem. A double steal attempt and save, so no double play in order for Alou. And Alou is going to get this one past Rake in the Lake at third. They hold up Goose at third, but it will score Gator tied up at 1 apiece. Runners at the corners, and Adage Mizark Cove is going to Oppo Taco home run it over the left field wall. That is a 3-run shot for the 50 power hitting shortstop. Providence Crabs out in front now, 4-1. Rock out with your Crocs out up, bounces it hard to the first baseman. No problem for Scumino Holcavado, and Jordan Gonzalez will strike out on 4 pitches to end the second. We go to the top of the third. Space Rangers trailing by 3. Can't wait to see him get it back.
Well, they'll start that one off there, and that will be an out. But then, look at that, Cali Alvarez. Just like you said, they're getting it back. Cali Alvarez with a double there with 1 out. So you have Dog and Eminem, man at second, 1 out here. But he will ground out to the second baseman for out number 2. Holcavado will also ground out, so that runner does not come across to score. Bottom 3 here, Providence up now with Whiskey Fuse leading it off. And Whiskey Fuse will fly out to left field on the first pitch, out number 1. Joe Shiesty Jr. hits that one deep to center, but playable, and that'll be out number 2. Mr. Alligator, the 0-2 count, as that'll be 5 pitches, I believe, to get out of that inning for HOR Hypocrites. So quick one there. Top of the 4th, Allison Chains leading it off, and they'll strike out swinging from Flamethrower Meta. Jeff Newman, the second base up now, 2-2 count. And he hits in that one into the shift, but, ooh, they just get him out by about a step. And then Rake in the Lake will ground out to the third baseman. A 1-2-3 inning for Flamethrower Meta. Bottom of the fourth, Swanson Goose coming up now, and he will hit that one into right field for out number 1. Santiago Benito, full
Strike
count.
3.
Watches that one go by. Strike 3. Third strikeout of the day for HLR Hypocrites. Philip Alou up now.
Strike 3.
And that will be a strikeout again. Fourth one now for Hypocrites, but still a 4-1 game in favor of Providence. Top of the fifth we go. Blair Boyant leading it off. Boyant hits that one to center field. Playable for out number 1. Cross Erickson coming up now. They will pop that one onto the infield there for out number 2. Arthur Morgan up now. Dribbler in front of the catcher, and ooh, they get him there. That was a close one. Bang, bang play there by the catcher to end the inning. Another 1-2-3 inning for Flamethrower Meta. Crazy Mojito Cove coming up now, as they will ground out to second to lead. Start off the inning. Rocks out with your Crocs out. Here he comes, as that will be a fly ball to center field, out number 2. Jordan
Strike
Gonzalez
3.
up now. They'll swing through that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Mr. HR Hypocrites. That's going to be his 5th strikeout of the day. Top of the 6th we go. Cali Alvarez leading it off. And that will be a walk from Meta. Dog and M&M up now. That one's going to get blooped in front of the shortstop somehow. That one will fall in. Runners at first and second now. Palcavada will line a single up the middle, and that'll score Alvarez. So that's going to be a 4-2 game now. Runners at first and second still. No outs for the hot-hitting Allison Chains, who will draw the walk. Bases juiced for Jeff Newman here. Still no outs. And that's going to be an absolute rocket down the right field line. That'll score 1. That'll score 2. And this is the tied ball game now, as you still have no outs in the inning. Rake in the Lake will hit one in the center, but a diving play by Mr. Alligators. Keep that lead intact. Blair Boyant up now for against Dusty DeSoto. And Boyant absolutely tattoos that one from DeSoto. 3-run home run off of the bat of Blair Boyant to make it a 7-4 game, as Lunar Base tacks on 6 here in the top of the 6th. And Cross Erickson hits that one hard into right field, but that one's going to die before the dirt there for out number 2.
Strike 3.
And then Arthur Morgan strikes out, but Lunar Base puts up 6 in the top of the 6th to make it a 7-4 game. Providence needs to start clawing back here. Bottom of the 6th we go. Whiskey Fuse leading it off. Full count dribbler to the pitcher, out number 1. Joe Shiesty Jr. will hit that one just past the shortstop, so we got a 1-out single here for Shiesty. 3-1 count to Alligator, and he will draw the walk. So 2 on for Swanson Goose, as he will get a single there. Will they send the runner? They do. All right, that's run number 5. Providence only down by 2 now. Still got 2 on for Benito with 1 out. And Benito hits that one high into right field into the corner, but it dies just before the wall. Unfortunate, as he could have given them the lead right there. Runner moves up to third. And that's going to be a bloop single. So there you go from Alou. 6-7 now. As now Providence is clawed back, only down by 1. Crazy Mojito Cove, and the second baseman's going to bobble it. So bases juice for Crocs out. Let's see if Crocs out can do something here. And he will ground into the fielder's choice. But Providence able to get a couple more runs. A 7-6 game now here, going in the top of the 7th. Cali Alvarez up now, as he will hit that one, an absolute laser beam off the top of the wall in center field, and he will have himself another double in this game. Dog on M&M up now, 0-2 count, and he will hit that one into left field. That's going to get down in front of the left fielder. They don't send the runner. Runners at the corners now, no outs. Shortstop able to gather it and get the out at first, but another run comes in, make it 8-6 now in favor of Lunar Base. Allison Chains grounds out to the third baseman. So you got 2 down here for Newman. 3-0 count. And Newman will ground out to the first baseman. So Lunar Base adds on another to make it 8-6. Bottom of the 7th here, back to the top of the lineup for Providence. Jordan Gonzalez up now against Indianapolis. And Gonzalez watches that one go by. Strike 3, out number 1. Whiskey Fuse, the big bat here for Providence, will line that one in the middle. Get a 1-out single now. Joe Shiesty Jr., the first baseman. 1-2 count. And he will get a single. Back-to-back singles here. That runner moves up to third. Runners at the corners now for Ali Gator. 1-2 count from Polis. Ooh, as they get the force out at first, but the runner moves up to second. And that's going to dump in front of the runner, and that will tie the ball game up. Swanson Goose RBI, or 2 RBI double to tie this one up here in the bottom of the 7th. Santiago Benito, 2-2 count from Indianapolis, and that will be it. All right, that's top of the 8th. Tied ball game at 8. Both teams having 8 runs, 9 hits, and an error after 7.
It's pretty even on the scoreboard, but it's not even in the heart of OTP, as Rake in the Lake will fly out to right center. That is 1 up, 1 down for the Space Rangers. DeSoto deals and strikes out Blair Boyant, his 2nd strikeout of the day, and that'll bring up center fielder Cross Erickson. Erickson will also strike out, so a 1-2-3 inning for the Space Rangers. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Crabs 7, 8, 9 hitters due up as well. Full count to Philip Alou, who strikes out swinging, 1 up, 1 down. Adjmai Zarkov, who had the 3-run homer earlier to give him the lead, that evaporated quickly, will strike out swinging, 2 outs. Rocks out with your Crocs out up, and Crocs out will strike out looking. So striking out the side is Indianapolis. We go to the top of the 9th, Arthur Morgan to start things off. So Jose Arcadio Buendia in the game now, and Arthur Morgan is going to get thrown out by Adjmai Zarkov, 1 down. And Cove again with some action at shortstop, 2 up, 2 down. Dog and M&M now will fly out to shallow left center for a 1-2-3 inning for the Space Rangers in the top of the 9th. Haven't done much since their 6-run, 6-inning Crabs in the bottom of the 9th with Jordan Gonzalez up. Gonzalez is going to fly out to right field. He just cannot seem to get on base today, and that'll bring up Whiskey Fuse as Marston has entered the game for the Space Rangers. Fuse with a big strikeout swinging. 2 down in the 9th. And with a 2-2 count to Shiesty Jr., who will strike out. We have extra innings, top of the 10th, with Scumino Holcavato leading things off for the Space Rangers. And Holcavato's going to line it to Gonzalez at second. Hot shot there, 1 down. Allison Chains bounces it out to the first baseman. That's 2 down. And Jeff Newman will strike out swinging. So another 1-2-3 inning, as neither team wants to win this one. Mr. Alligator is due up in the bottom of the 10th. As Mr. Alligator will single this one to right. Watch out, he's got some wheels at first. We'll see if they send him. They do, and he is in there with a head-first slide save. Now Goose strikes out swinging on the full count. 1 down, runner on first still. Benito will also strike out. That is Marston's 4th strikeout in, well, he struck out everyone he's faced, basically, as Philip Alou strikes out for out number 3. So 1 1/3, or 1 2/3 for Marston, and 5 strikeouts. Rake in the Lake up, and Rake in the Lake will strike out. So Buendia with a couple Ks to his name. So we're in the top of the 11th. 1 down for Blair Boyant. Boyant bounces it to Gonzalez at second. 2 down. Now Cross Erickson will get a 2-out knock. That'll bring up Arthur Morgan trying to get off the cold streak. What better way to do it than now? Giving this one a ride to left field, but it will be caught by Alou, out number 3. We go to the bottom of the 11th. Adjmai Zarkov set to lead things off. Does he have another home run in him? I don't think so. It's a strikeout. That is 6 strikeouts in 2 full innings for Marston, as Crocs out due up, as Benjamin has entered the game now. Crocs out on the full count will draw the walk. That'll bring up Jordan Gonzalez, full count, who also walks. So some trouble for Benjamin. 1 out, runners on first and second. Whiskey Fuse is up. He will single it to center, but they hold up Crocs out at third, so double play will end it. Shiesty Jr. needs a sac fly, and that's not going to be deep enough. So that is 2 down with the bases loaded. Mr. Alligator up, and Mr. Alligator swings through it, so we are keeping this game going in the top of the 12th, with Callie Alvarez starting things off for the Space Rangers. Alvarez is going to single that one to left, and that's probably going to be the dagger. As Doggin M&M is up, draws the walk. Scumino Holcavato now facing Flamingo Star.
Strike 3.
Swings through it for strike 3, 1 down. Allison Chains gives this one a ride to right field, and that is out number 2. Jeff Newman up, will bounce out to the third baseman, so pitching out of a jam is Star. 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for the Crabs in the bottom of the 12th. Swan Song Goose is going to single it to right, so a leadoff knock for the Crabs. That'll bring up Benito, who draws the walk, putting runners at first and second. Where have we seen this before? Alou now is going to fly out to center. That is 1 down. I'll bring up Adij Mizart Cove, who strikes out swinging. Croc's out now with 2 down. We got a wild pitch. Croc's out. Will hit it, but it is fielded by the shortstop Boyat, who throws it to first for out number 3. We go to the top of the 13th. 7th, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Space Rangers. And that is going to be a lead-off single by Rake in the Lake. And now a 3-6 fielder's choice. Boyant bounces into.
Strike 3.
Cross Erickson watches strike 3 go by. 2 down. And then Morgan strikes out. So everyone's striking out. Everyone is not hitting in the clutch. It is quite the game here as we have a raid from the Fluffy Kitty Ninjas. What is good? You're watching our last stream game of the night, and you're watching it at a good time as we are in extras. Buzz Lightyear's entered the game now for the Space Rangers as Whiskey Fuse is up, and Whiskey Fuse is going to reach on an error and end up at second. So we have a runner in scoring position for Joe Shiesty Jr. Shiesty Jr. giving this one a ride to center, but it's going to be caught by Cross Erickson. Mr. Alligator full count. Grounds out to the shortstop, and we have more baseball. Top of the 14th. Neither team wanting to win this one.
I'll take it from here as you've had a few innings. I'll give you a little break. Top of the 14th, 3-1 count to Alvarez from Petit. As Alvarez will hit one into the center field. His 4th hit of the day, 4 for 6 day from Alvarez. Dog and M&M up now. Dog and M&M will single back-to-back times now. As that'll put Alvarez at third. No outs here. Holcavato coming up. 3-1 count. And all right, bases juiced. No outs here in the top of the 14th for the hot-hitting Allison Chains, who strikes out. As you got 1 out now, bases juiced. A liner into right field. They're going to send the runner, and that will put them up. As that sac fly from Newman will put Lunar Base up 9-8 here. And that will be all they can get. So let's see if Lunar Base either shuts it out or Providence can knot it up or get the W with hot-hitting Swan Song Goose up now. First pitch swinging off a Lightyear, and that's going to be a single as a leadoff single here from Swan Song Goose. Santiago Benito, full count. He'll draw the walk. So you've got runners at first and second, no outs for Alou. Another full count, and Alou lasers that one into left field. That one will be a walk-off 3-run home run from Philip Alou. Gets that one just within the foul pole on left field. A 3-run walk-off home run for your Crabs there, Dust, off of Buzz Lightyear. Philip Alou is the hero today. Lots of offense is something that started to happen towards the end, but just nothing came of it until the 14th there. What a way to end the game there for Providence and Lunar Base there. Is like I said, you have Alvarez and M&M having those 4 for 4 days. Swan Song Goose having himself one heck of a day. And then, of course, the hero, Philip Alou, walking it off there with a 3-run home run.
Baseball.
They just wanted to mess with you. That's all it was, Dust.
Sure. Yeah, it looks like about everyone in the bullpen's being used up here in both games. Swan Song Goose, your player of the game. Second around the league, Detroit Demons win 8-3 over the Boise Raptors. Demons playing some pretty hot baseball here this sim. I think they've won like 6 out of 7 tonight. It was Burnside, Apollo, Glaber Torres all getting a couple knocks, as well as Granholm, 3 RBIs for Burnside. On the Boise side of things, it was a 3-hit day, a couple RBIs for Emeritus the First, and Why Not Cove with a couple hits as well. But 3 runs, not enough. Neymar Cove takes the loss for the Raptors, and Quentin O'Corder's the dub. O'Corder's will also be your player of the game.
Next up, here we have a 7-2 victory for Cancun over Vancouver. As Cancun's bats were working today, 13 hits, 7 runs, 3 hits there from the top of the lineup with Lauren Jackson. Multi-hit days there from Sins, Umruli, Rowdy Diamonds, or Clear Not Cloudy, and Montgomery Burns. On Vancouver's side, not really any offense coming there. Just a 2-hit day from John Garfield, pretty much the extent of that. Going down to the pitching here. Cancun, Stroh will get the W, and Cove will take the loss for Vancouver, their 16th of the season. Player of the game is going to be Matt Stroh.
All right, and the Voyagers keep winning here. They're now 64 and 32 on the season, 10-6 victory over a tough DVS team, Death Valley. Kind of a tough loss for them here. Salmon Arms and Kuma and Varero each with a couple hits, couple RBIs for Kuma and Varero, but the 6 runs normally would be enough, not in this case, because New York getting hits from nearly everyone, especially at the top of the lineup there. Dion with 3 and a 4-for-4 day or 4-for-5 day for Cove. Rye with 3 RBIs, as well as Palidorus with a couple RBIs, and Cove in there as well. Keep a Secret takes the loss as Gosman gets the win for the Voyagers. Player of the game, Errol Cove.
Next up here, we have a 13-7 win for the Buffalo Surge over the New Orleans Rougarou. On New Orleans' side, 12 hits with those 7 runs. Unfortunately, just not enough as Buffalo really came to play today. You have multi-hit day there from Brennan, Case, Tulowitzki, and Steelflex. On Buffalo's side, you have a monster day leading it off for Mike Forbes Jr. 5 hits, 3 runs, and 2 RBIs. Well, the 3-hit, 2 RBI data from Cookie Monster. And then 2 hits from Mustard, Denstro, Calavera, Qualicile, and Tony Yaboa with a 4 RBI day there from Calavera as well. Going down here, we got the pitching side as Taewon Bay will take the loss for New Orleans. Mio Hooper, the no decision on Buffalo's side, and PM Schramm will be your player of the game, or please me, your winner out of the pen, with Mike Forbes Jr. getting the win, tying a regular season record with 5 hits on the day for Buffalo.
What's good, Danny D. Smith Jr.? Welcome to the PBE. We've got Outer Banks Aviators knocking down the Apex as Indianapolis has lost 8 in a row here, so they're not liking me streaming anymore. Maybe I should retire. 7-2 victory for the Aviators in this one. Couple hits for Judah the Jew and Williams for Indianapolis, but yeah, that Williams from home run not nearly enough. George Urbanzo with the 3-hit day for the Aviators and a couple RBIs, as well as Kim and Kaoru with a couple knocks apiece. It was Semikolas Jr. with a loss in the start for this one. Gianno Morgan, the winning pitcher, and will be your player of the game.
All right, next up here, we have a 10-6 victory for Toronto over Nashville, as Nashville's tried to come get a little something going, but unfortunately could not hold off the bats of Toronto. Kendrick Mills having a 3-run day on the looks like a 3 RBI double for, or excuse me, a 2 RBI double for Mills. Johnson 2 hits, 2 RBI, and then a 4-for-5 day from Pilsudski with 4 RBIs, as well as 2 hits from Harvey Brinkley Jr. On the Nashville side, not a good day from Steiner with 2 hits, 2 RBI, as well as Taylor and Valor Jr. having 2 hits with a 3-for-4 day from Aldrin Saab there in the 8-hole. Going down here for pitching, Azuaje takes the loss for Nashville. Thrasterson, their 16th victory of the season for Toronto. Player of the game to be Joseph Pilsudski.
All right. It was the Sloth shutting out the Seattle Sea Serpents 5-0 as both teams are clinging to wild card hopes and dreams. It is only 5 total hits for Seattle in this one. San Antonio getting a couple from Fresca and Brown at the bottom lineup. It looks like Big Vito with another homer in this one, or in this sim day, and then Zane Colt with a bomb as well. Otani takes the loss as a starter for Seattle. Lila, the winning pitcher for San Antonio. Sam Antonio with the save, and Taranga Lila, your player of the game. is it for majors. We'll quick wrap up minors, and then we're going to call it a day, folks.
And the Florida Flamingos will win 8-3 over the State College Swifties. On State College's side, getting 10 hits, but unfortunately not enough run support from those, as you have Hayden Andrews with 2 hits, Wellerman with 3, and that being most of their offense. On the Florida side, you have multi-hit games here from Johnston, Fernandez, McQueen, Southworth, Riston, and then 3 hits there from 43, as well as Nash DeVille having himself a 3-run home run, his 15th of the season. Going down to the pitching side here. Is it all over now? We'll get the loss. Bakugo the win, their 12th of the season. Confident the save. The game's going to be Katsuki Bakugo.
All right. Kingpins win 8-6 over the Bears, despite the Bears trying to come back in the bottom of the ninth. It was Chicago's Pedro Blanco with 3 hits, and then Sterling with a 2-hit, 3 RBI day, as well as Dawson and Jalexi Alexander with a couple RBIs at the bottom of the lineup. Brew City doing all they can, but not quite enough at the end there. Rhino Leg with a couple hits, as well as Hound Streamer with a 3-hit, 3 RBI day, and looks like that was pretty much it. Mitchell, the starter for Brew City, takes the loss. It is Pecora, the winning pitcher for Chicago, and Scotty Sterling, your player of the game.
All right, next up here, we have a 5-3 victory for Louisville over Anchorage, as Anchorage did try to come back there in the bottom of the ninth, but unfortunately could not. On Louisville's side, you have big days there from McCannon, 2 hits, 2 RBI, 3 for 4 a day from Shrimp McDaniel, and Zach Hartman having 2 for 4 a day as well. On Anchorage's side, only 7 hits, so not much offense to account for there. La Rosa having the only multi-hit day. I don't know what I was trying to say there, but it's late. On Louisville's side for pitching, Glorbenspiel gets his first win in a Louisville jersey. Porkman as well getting his first save as a Lemur. Mrs. Dirk will take the loss for Anchorage. Start later of the game is going to be Starburns Glorbenspiel.
All right, and it is the Hepcats winning 8-3 over the Puerto Rico Ranas. A couple teams maybe with outside playoff chances, trying to get whatever wins they can. And it was Puerto Rico with only 3 runs and a couple hits coming from Cove, DeYoung, as well as Tex Justice Jr. Didn't even know he was still around. And, only 3 runs to show for that. Kansas City side, everyone on the team getting a knock. Thriller having a big sim day, 3-hit, 3 RBIs for him, and then a couple hits for Lawrence Taz, Dynasty, Mathers, McDowell, a couple RBIs for Thompson. Holiday is going to get the start for the Hepcats, no decision. Matthews takes the loss for the Ranas. Ketch is going to get the win out of the pen, and Damian Thriller, your player of the game.
All right, and last but not least for tonight's stream, California will take down the Dillos with a score of 7-2. California's bats come in today. As you got big days there for Sinnoh Slams, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. For Zen, 2 hits, 3 RBIs, and then 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Morgan as well. Amarillo's side, the top of their lineup, pretty much doing all the damage. You have 2 hits from Bernard and 3 from Mills. But then you have Vince Whirlwind there at the bottom having a 2 for 4 day. Going down to the pitching side here, Nitro gets their first victory of the season. Congrats to them. Conkling the hold, and then the Amarillo side, Ji Woo will take the loss. Player of the game is going to be Hemi Zen.
All right, and that will do it for the night. We're going to upload and call it here, but we'll take a quick look at the standings before we do so. Looks like right now the Bears are the last team in, with the Ranas and Hepcats chasing them, as well as the Swift Steeds, California down there a little ways. And it's looking like the Kingpins and Wheelers would have the first round bye, but still obviously a lot of baseball left, or a good amount. We have 12 games left of the regular season, so definitely some movement can still happen, although the Kingpins are pretty on their way to a first bye, I would say. Majors wise, we have a pretty much wide open wild card, although the Voyagers and Pathfinders have clinched playoff spots, with the can't tell. X is the division, so the Pathfinders have clinched the divisions, and Voyagers have clinched a playoff spot. Sloth sitting a couple games behind the Crabs, so Crabs, Sloth, and Surge fighting for the last 2 remaining spots in the Legends. Over on the Champions side, it's even more wide open, as we have 3 teams all within 2 games fighting for that last playoff seed. Right now, Seattle has the edge, but Death Valley, Nashville right behind them. And no team has, in fact, clinched the playoffs just yet, but you have to think Lunar Base is pretty close here, since they're the 3rd best record in the PBE at 63 wins. But I guess, like, in theory, I don't know how they don't clinch, but I guess in theory Death Valley, they could lose every game, and Death Valley won every game. They would both be, I don't know. Whatever. So anyway, that is what we're looking like here as we are wrapping things up.
Naz, you are asking a very interesting question. I think the easy answer there is just capitalism.
You're supposed to buy 40 hot dogs and 40 buns at a time. That's how. Right? You buy, four hot dog packages and 5 bun packages, then you have no issues. Looks like you're having hot dogs for the whole week. Real life issue, I would just say, like, well, do they do 10 packs for brats as well? You could sprinkle in some brats too. Or you could get, like, big buns, and then you could double them up for like a makeshift au jus or something like that. Put some roast beef and make some au jus. I now have 5 hot. We'll just save the extra bun for, like, I don't know, just like if you got a kid like who's a picky eater, just have the bun with some peanut butter in it. I don't know, man. If you have 5 hot dogs and 6 buns. I mean, that does make the math better, though, because then you only need 4 hot dog packages and 3 bun packages, and then you're all balanced out. So 24 hot dogs, you can eat that in a week pretty easily. I wouldn't recommend it unless you like, not having arteries. Or you could sell hot dogs in a 8-pack and make it just 10% cheaper. Make people think about it. Make people, like, do I want the convenience or not? It's 15%. That's amateur hour. Can you just make your own eggnog, though? Like, is there a homemade eggnog that doesn't suck? Like, like, how is it made? Maybe it's better to not know how it's made. milky scrambled eggs. I already put, like, if I make scrambled eggs, I already put a little bit of milk in it anyway. But I think the proportions are a little bit different. I don't know if I've ever had eggnog, honestly. Now I think about it. Like, what does it go with? Do you just drink it? Like, or do you have like food with it? What do you eat with it? Like, do you have like a little charcuterie board with it? Do you have like some grapes off the vine? Like, what do you do with that? Drink and enjoy. Do you put olives in it? Do you have like a South Dakota martini with it? People like it with booze. Sure. Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought it was generally alcoholic. If you're gonna do rum, then you might as well, like, I don't know. To me, you might as well just like make like an adult root beer float or something. I don't know. Alright, chat, be honest with me. Am I the fastest uploader in the league? I just need to know so I can flex my internet skills. Like I have a pretty, like, I feel like everyone struggles with the file download and they're like, oh, file took forever. But like for me, I'm kind of lazy, so don't tell Enoch, but I like unzip the file like 45 minutes before the stream starts and I'm done in like 15 minutes. I like from downloading and unzipping. Yeah, let's do a speed run. Let's do an index upload speed run. Post that on speeddemoarchives.com for sure. Although it's probably not as fair like in the later part of the season because you have more emails to upload, which is, like, I swear, like a third of the megabyte. Impromptu? We're doing impromptu streams? I think, no, it's announced. It's AJ doing it tomorrow, I believe. But yeah, let's do a little let's do a little index updating, like, speed run. Let's get the summoning salt music up there. Let's do it. Is the summoning salt music, is that DMCA free? Because that would be nice to play like on a loop in the background. That's good music for this kind of environment. Oop. You saw my green screen of upload death. All right, I'm gonna stop it here, folks. Parq had to jump off. I'm not the slowest. I don't think I am. I think I'm pretty good. I don't watch it, but some people feel like it's forever. But we're gonna call it. It's pretty much it's finishing things up now. So I will catch you all in the next one. Not sure if I'm streaming again this season or not, but thanks for tuning in. See ya.